to Save Point EXE, where we're doing our annual 2nd edition Game Awards. I'm Alex, and my friends are here too.
Yes.
So
Hello.
introduce yourselves.
I'm Tarun, also known as Talorian. Yes, one of the people here. Tim.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, just trying to get it out.
I thought I was doing pretty well.
You did well.
No, that went perfect.
That went good.
Okay.
Oh, you did good. You did good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
This is a Turin's follow-up. Was kind of like...
Yes, I am Tarun, aka Talorian. I am one of the people here. Tim.
Yes, hello. My name is Tim, as you probably heard Turin say it like 3 times now. And I am also here. Welcome.
Hi. Hello. I am Kina, also known as Gun, and I play lots of video games. Hi. I'm also here.
We're all here.
We're all here.
Amazing.
Yes. Welcome. So
Yeah, so we just figured we'd do this again, because we had so much fun doing it last year.
Mhm.
Last year was great. This year's gonna be even better.
just as much work.
Hell yeah.
Of course, we have Kina joining us this time.
Woo.
Yes.
And of course, Alex back from last time, so...
But this time, Alex is part of Save Point rather than a guest. So,
Yay!
well, everyone here is
Yeah.
part of it.
Well, we all are.
Yes.
Yes.
No guests this time. I'm sorry. Just extra people.
Hell yeah. The more
Sorry.
the merrier, I say.
Yes, sir.
So, we have like a bunch of awards we can do. I think we have... How many categories is that? Did anyone
I
count?
believe we have 13 categories.
Yep,
Should-
so 13 awards, and we all have like a pick for each of them.
Should we,
So some of them are sort of actual awards, other ones are kind of a bit funny.
should we
so,
list out
yeah,
what the
we'll see how we
awards
get
are?
on. I don't know, is it more fun if we have it like a surprise? I don't know.
Hmm. Good point.
Hmm?
Okay. We will go one by one then.
Actually, I
Let's
don't
do
even
it.
know if I would know the categories.
Then we will see them as we go along.
Yeah. We just winging it, bros.
Yes. So,
Always.
the first category we have to present okay, wait. We didn't really explain how this works. There is no one winner for each category. We each of us have our own pick for the category. So, and we'll just talk about why we think that is. So there's no like save point badge that this is that. This is just like between all of us talking about our own personal preference. Yeah.
Yee.
So let's move on. So the first one we are going to introduce and showcase our picks for is best performance. And what that means is, well, it is what it says. It's the best performance from a voice actor or actress in a video game.
Before we go on, can I just ask, do we have the wheel back?
There's no wheel.
I don't think
Oh,
Tarun would
there's
want to
no-
do the wheel again.
I'm sorry. That was
So it's just
so
another
much
one.
work.
He explained to me how it worked after last year's stream, because I kind
Oh,
of
really?
figured it out during the stream. So I asked him, and he's like, "Yeah, that's how it works." I was like, "Why did you do that? That was so much work."
I had to make so many variations because some of them had to be like, oh, dim this person out because they've already gone. So there's a lot,
Oh,
a
right.
lot of variations. So
I can see that.
yeah, like for example,
good.
one person's dimmed out, and then there's 2 picks. I had to make 2 different renders for those 2 picks, and then
Oh lord.
yeah,
Yeah, it was not like an application or something. It was all
It's all
like
Videos.
separate animations.
yes, it's all an illusion.
Crazy! You're a crazy guy. You're a crazy guy.
Okay, so
Yeah, props to Turin, by the way, for doing literally just like tons of stuff for this.
Like
Yeah.
everything.
Like everything, yeah, literally, like all the time. So.
No.
Can we have like a
Got it.
moment? Like, can we just clap? Can we clap for him, or like give him like a?
I don't know if the mic will pick up my clapping, but
but,
No,
um,
it doesn't. I tried.
yeah, it didn't.
No, it doesn't work.
I mean, they can hear
A
my
virtual round of
clapping.
applause, yeah.
They can hear my
we
clapping.
we should have a redeem, like sound alert redeem for save point for clapping, so I can go clap instead there instead.
Mm.
Right,
Or
yeah.
Turin, you know, since you've been doing so much work for this, you can just go find a clapping sound effect for yourself.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my god.
Go clap yourself.
I'm sure
Squid is
there's
clapping.
I'm sure there's a clapping emoji of some sort, right?
Probably somewhere,
I can't find it.
I have popcorn.
I guess that works. Oh, here.
yeah.
Get the thumbs up.
There we go. Thumbs up, yeah.
There it is.
Hey,
Oh
let's
yeah.
go.
Oh, there's an actual emoji, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't pop up in the emote overlay because it's not.
No, it does not.
Sad.
Sad. Oh well. So let's get on with this then. We have yes,
Yeah.
like I said, first category we have coming up is best performance to evaluate on their performance of a voice actor or actress in a video game. So let's go. Yes.
All right.
So this is the We Stan.
Oh god.
Yes.
So
Um,
yeah.
Oh, I see we're doing it this way this time.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are. Tim, this was in the mock-up I showed everyone.
Yeah.
It's been a while, I'm gonna be honest. I say that, it's probably been
Less
like
than a
it's been
week.
like a
What do you mean?
It's been like 2 days.
Oh god.
Let me bonk. Let me bonk. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I bonk.
No, it's okay. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I don't think
bonk.
you're mod on this channel yet, actually.
Oh,
Nope.
I'm not.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I got it. No worries.
Okay.
All right. So interesting. We are very split on this.
Very unexpected, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of guessed Alex because we were. Okay, I know this is against the rules. We were chatting a little bit yesterday, and she was mentioning some stuff, so I was like, I kind of have an idea of where you're going.
Well, basically, I tried not to pick Horizon for everything.
Oh, did you end up actually finishing Forbidden West?
I did, yeah, I finished it. I finished it a
Nice.
few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was already in love with Aloy
Fair
in
enough.
Zero Dawn, so.
Fair. Okay. Well, my pick is for a reason in a scene that Alex has not got to yet.
Ah.
Oh, damn!
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, dang.
Aha. Mm-hmm. I
What do
think
we?
Gun is similar to
Did
that.
I mute myself so you could talk about it?
No. I think it's
fine.
okay. I mean, just like speak in
mean,
general terms, guys.
But no.
It's the so okay, I'll just speak generally. After playing, God of War Ragnarok and seeing, the arc of Freya in the game done so well by the performance of the actress Danielle Bussetti. She just did a really great job, and I think she was able to like bring the emotions across really, really well. And you feel for her, like you get it, and it's just they just do a really good job. That's all I can say, I think, without spoiling anything.
Yeah, I'm on pretty much the same boat personally. Though I do feel like for me this one kind of won by default because there's most of the other games I played this year wasn't really heavy on the voice acting. Because like the other contenders I had in my mind were Ronnie from Elden Ring and Blythe from Elden Ring, but they're quest givers and they don't really have much of an arc. And performance was good, but not actually like heart wrenching or anything. So yeah.
I mean, I would agree with you because I've played the game and like one of the issues I had with God of War was that there's like a very big cast of characters,
Mhm.
and I think some of them have trouble like sort of standing out a bit from the rest of the cast. But I think obviously Danielle, she does it really well. And I was actually really surprised like when the Game Awards, the other one, actually came out and she wasn't nominated for it. I
I
thought it
was
was a
so
bit
confused.
yeah.
Like I'm
I don't know,
pretty
it's
sure
just
we
a bit
were
strange.
talking about this actually.
Yeah, we were,
I
I think.
remember that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's like such a surprise that she wasn't actually like even given like a shout out.
Yeah.
It's surprising. Yeah.
I believe she did better than Judge and Sunny. I can't pronounce his last name. The kid who plays Atreus.
Yeah.
He has it, yeah.
I feel like she did a better job.
Yeah, like she's
arguable
my
with-
favorite from God of War,
Yeah, she's definitely my
Yeah,
favorite.
like in terms of performance.
Yeah, it's arguable with Christopher Judge, as many people would have debates about it, but I think she's easily done a better job than Atreus. No offense to the actor, he did an amazing job too. I'm just saying, I think she did a far better one.
I mean, I was actually surprised. I was thinking actually Tyrone at least was going to pick Chris Judge for Kratos.
No,
And to be fair, he does do like an incredible job.
he
but-
does, but I did
yeah.
talk about this with Gunn actually. Yeah, Gunn and I talked a little bit about the performance
A little
stuff.
bit, bro. We talked about it before we decided to even do this award, bro.
Yeah. And we were like, Christopher, I remember we talked about how Christopher Judge's performance was, it wasn't ever really bad, but it was mostly just, it can be quite inconsistent. Yeah, grunting was great, but sometimes it's inconsistent. Like there are parts where it just doesn't really sell what he's trying to do as much as, say, you know, I feel like Freya's performance was pretty consistent throughout.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, God of War is an interesting one, I think, because obviously you had the first game, which is phenomenally good, and I feel like their performances were actually better in that one, just because I think there's fewer characters, you get to see them more, and they have a bit more of a sort of, you know, more time almost.
I absolutely agree with you, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
yeah,
I mean,
I think as a game overall, I prefer 2018, but I think Ragnarok actually brings other stuff as well.
I would
I would agree with
say
that.
if we're comparing the two games, I'll say the most improved would be Freya's performance. I mean, just
I would
because
say
she
so.
has a lot more depth to play with.
And
with
she
the
goes through an
second
actual
game.
arc.
Yeah, she has an actual arc. In the first one, it's all set up, and I think she executed it well in the second one.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, what about you guys? Both of you picked Ashley Birch for Aloy.
Alex, you
Yeah.
wanna say a bit more?
Well, I am just in love with Aloy.
Fair enough.
She's
Yeah,
just awesome.
it's part of my reason as well.
I mean, we stand,
Ma-
right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
We
stand.
do stand.
Mainly because I don't know if I've talked about this before. I feel like well, obviously, female main characters are not that common in video games, especially not in like big games like these. And just to have a female main character that's such a badass and just can provide for herself and just stands for what she stands. I just think Aloy's amazing. I think Ashley Burke did such a great job voicing her. I don't know. I don't have a lot of like reasons why. I just think she did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, I would just like, you know, agree with all of that. I would say, you know, I love Aloy as a character. She's probably one of my favorite video game characters of all time. And I love the first game. Everyone here knows that. And I love the second game, which came out obviously last year. And I think, you know, I just love what she did with the character. I think they had a sort of really clear line about where Aloy would go in this part of the story. And the idea that in the first game, she sort of became this very sort of self-sufficient, sort of very badass character. And she's the one with all the responsibility. And in Forbidden West, you kind of get to see all this responsibility on her shoulders, and she's sort of struggling to sort of deal with that. I think Ashley Birch did such a good job with that. There's a lot of moments where you can sort of see who Aloy is like a person. As a person, it's like she's resourceful, she's clever, she's compassionate, and I think obviously Chris Judge was great, and Danielle was great as well. But the way Forbidden West is sort of set up is you spend a lot more time with Aloy. I feel, at least I did anyway. So yeah, that's why I chose Ashley Birch this year.
Yeah, there's just a lot of different aspects that she brings out in the character, like the seriousness, but also like the banter and the caring for her friends and stuff like that. It's just like
she's also very, very sassy.
Yeah. I love it.
I remember I talked about this with Tim, that I did not appreciate the sassiness.
Oh, really? I loved it.
I don't know. It just, to me, it came off as a bit more annoying than charming. But,
fair enough.
Yeah, but that was me.
Fair enough.
I mean, I was just sort of thinking that there's a few scenes where I thought, she really sort of shines through in this game.
Yeah.
Forbidden West in particular, yeah. I mean, I just think there's like one scene in particular, I won't go into too much detail, where it sort of shows off like, the real sort of person she is. She's actually quite intelligent, quite clever, quite sort of resourceful, and she's quite good at sort of coming up with stuff on the fly. So I kind of like that. I felt it kind of came across quite well in this game. I do feel the first game was sort of better. For a different reason, I think, because the first game it's more about Aloy.
You mean
it's a bit more focused on her.
You mean the performance?
But no, she's still fantastic.
You mean the performance?
Well, it's a bit more focused on the character in the first game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, I think you see the character more clearly. But she's still fantastic in this game.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. I think that's pretty solid picks from everyone. With pretty solid.
I really gotta say, I'm surprised Chris Judge didn't show up at all. That's a surprise.
No, I did talk about this with Gunn, and yeah, the reason was it just wasn't too consistent. But to be fair, the dude is like on screen for most of the game, so.
Yeah.
And
but
also,
even then,
his lines are a lot of like grunts and the thing is, Kratos as a character, I don't feel lends himself well to like. I mean, because he actually does, but like, there's not many moments like that in Ragnarok compared to in 2018. Is the thing.
Yeah, 2018 was very much. I think he did a better job because, well, it was the first.
There were more scenes that lent itself to it.
I mean, it was the first time we were seeing this new side of Kratos as well. So there's a lot of like, ooh, that works really well. Actually, no one thought that a calm Kratos would be a very interesting character. But Christopher
I would
Judge
agree with that.
made it so.
I mean, I think 2018 you see like a different, completely. Yeah. You see him from like a different angle. It's like new dimensions. I think Ragnarok
he doesn't change.
It does do it,
much.
But he does, but it's not like nearly as much as before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's less room to sort of go.
Yeah, and he's very much there because he's been dragged into it. Kind of there, like I don't want to risk spoiling it, so I think again, pretty solid picks. We'll transition back.
Yeah.
Ooh. So yeah, that was a pretty solid picks from everyone.
I'm trying to just remember like what the other Game Awards picks were this year, like what other nominees they had, because I remember like obviously there was some really good performances I heard about, but then I didn't really experience for myself.
Yeah, I didn't experience like any of it except for like God of War.
Fair enough.
Yeah, God of War.
I think Plague Tale also.
Oh yeah, Plague Tale.
Yeah, Plague Tale.
It's a game.
And then Immortality as well, I think. Which I've not
Immortality.
played.
I didn't even really know about the
Yeah.
game actually
Yeah.
until it came to the awards. I don't
Yeah.
think I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next pick, the next category we have our picks ready for is best score and music. And again, this is exactly what you think it is. Just the best score music a game has provided. And yeah, that's
So just a bit different from best sound design, which is also one of the awards.
It's
coming
the
up
award
later.
right after, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, sound
So-
design will be right after this, but yeah, let's get on with this one. Ta-da!
This is my jam.
This is my jam. It's my jam.
A bit more variety this time.
A
Yeah.
bit more variety, but still in
Sure.
agreement. I mean, same games except for gun.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just say mine's not. I don't have so much to say about my pick other than I just really love. I really like God of War 2018's music, and they carry on that quality with I think Ragnarok, and just because it's such a character story, all the music just works really well. Especially for Kratos, where they tie his Greek roots as well. Bringing music back from there, connecting him to his more mature and toned down character. Yeah, I just really like it. That's my reason.
Nice.
Yeah. It's top notch. I mean, I would say the one thing about the God of War Ragnarok soundtrack is personal confession, I don't, that central sort of musical motif they have where it's the guy bellowing, I'm not down with that. So you guys know what I'm talking about when you listen to the soundtrack. So that's what put me off it, I think. I was like, I was like, okay, you guys gotta chill. But
Oh wow.
no, it's good though. It is.
Mhm.
Like, it is actually top notch.
Thank you.
But then you're like, what would you expect though? I mean, the first game was like the soundtrack of the first game.
I
was
love the
amazing
first
as well,
game.
so-
I even saved its album on Spotify just to listen to it. It was great.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know who should go next, because there's 2 picks for Horizon and 1 for Elden.
I can go next since I am the only one speaking for it.
Yeah. Okay.
There's actually not much for me to say, to be honest. Like
Mhm.
So traditionally Dark Souls doesn't really have a background music other than during boss fights, right? Elden Ring does added this, and I do think it was a good addition because of the open world aspect of it. I think as far as each individual track, I don't actually like it nearly as much as Dark Souls, but I think as a complete package, it adds a lot, like just the ambient tracks and all that stuff. Yeah, not too much else to say. I'm not sure if I'm fair to God of War because I had the game capture card issue that I mentioned.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
well, you didn't
But-
hear? Yeah, you mentioned.
I know I heard it, but it was a bit muffled.
Yeah, he had to noise compress it because there's static coming through from the capture. So a lot of the
Oh,
sound design or
Yeah.
score to music would kind of got muffled when you're trying to hear it.
Right.
yeah. It's a bit unfortunate, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, soundtrack is a big part of that game. I feel.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's very
So,
much character driven. Just like the story. I think of God of War is just character driven, really. Yeah. Yeah. What about you two? Again, agreeing with each other with Horizon.
I swear I,
mean-
didn't pick Horizon for everything, but I'm just saying. I didn't pick it for everything.
Yeah, I mean, I swear I have more variety than this guy's.
Yeah. Same.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I do. Where does this go?
It's just really good, okay? It's a good game. Soundtrack's great. It's just great.
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I don't know
Totally.
if you saw this, guys, but like Horizon was getting like a ton of hate recently.
Oh, what?
Why
Really?
so?
Yeah, around the game boards. Shocking.
Horizon got
Yeah.
a hate, or the reason Horizon didn't get
Yeah,
picked?
it was just getting a lot of like I found anyway, a lot of like, hey, it's like it doesn't stand up with the other games that were being nominated around the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Strange. Yeah.
I mean, I
That's the
feel
same.
like Horizon was a bit forgotten about for the Game Awards. I believe it deserved
Oh yeah,
a few
100%.
more
But that's
nominations.
if you're a Horizon fan, that's just how it is though.
Mm,
hmm
You're just
I
like,
mean, I feel like part of it is also because of the release windows as well.
oh yeah, it
Because
was
like
bad.
a lot of people pick like one game but in like general time periods, and like
Yeah.
the first game came out right before Breath of the Wild, was it?
Yeah,
Or was it?
same
Yeah,
year.
and this
Something, yeah.
and this one right before Elden Ring, right?
They did the release
It
windows,
did.
I swear.
Yeah, it's yikes, dude.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Yeah, I mean, Horizon's score didn't even get nominated this year, which is surprising to me because when I was thinking back, like about video game soundtracks and scores and stuff, like I was sort of thinking, like, where did I notice the music the most? And it was in this game because I feel like it's quite a musical game. There's a lot of moments in the game where you're sort of where the background music you can actually hear it and it complements the scene really well. So
It also adds a lot to the atmosphere of the game. Like there's like music for certain areas or like during fight scenes and stuff that just really adds to the actual experience of playing the game, which I thought it's so nice because I love listening to background music from like from movies and games and stuff. And some of the games you don't really notice. Like honestly, I wouldn't even know what kind of background music is in God of War Ragnarok. And I've been playing that game for like days straight. But for
Yeah.
Horizon, like if you would let me listen to like a specific song, I would probably be able to be like, oh yeah, that's the song from the base, or that's the song from that scene, or whatever. Also,
Yeah, I
the
mean,
opening
it's-
song is so good,
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
so good.
Oh, that
It's
intro
great.
is amazing. I love that
Yeah.
intro.
Yeah,
I
I've been
haven't
listening
played
to that
Horizon,
song
so I can't tell
so
you
many
if I
times.
agree or not.
I think like there's one particular highlight for me, which is there's like a music track that plays specifically when you're in those like old ruins trying to solve those puzzles,
mhm.
Uh-huh.
which I love. I just love that. It's like a little. It's kind of just kind of cool to listen to it whenever you're doing that. And I just thought, when I was thinking about my pick for this, I was just thinking about that, and I was thinking about, there's just tons of little moments where you really hear it. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
Mm-hmm. All right. Again,
Yeah.
cool picks, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just transition back.
I feel like we could just transition to the next one, right?
Yes.
Unless it's set up to have to go back, which is fair.
No, I have to. I only have one scene for this, so I gotta keep changing the images.
I mean, I do also want to shout out Sifu,
Ah,
by the
okay.
way, while we're still here.
Oh yeah, Sifu's
Yeah,
great.
Sifu, I'd give a
Sifu's
shout out,
soundtrack is top. I
especially
love that soundtrack.
at the club.
Oh,
Such
Dude,
a bop.
Dude, it worked so well too because it was a club.
Yeah.
and also Sifu has a really good intro as well. Sorry, I freaking
yeah.
love that intro.
It because like it's super memorable to me because like I tend to remember things I do rather than things I like see or hear, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that you're playing the tutorial in the like introduction is just
Oh yeah, the opening credits with this music. Ooh, amazing.
yeah,
All right,
so good.
ready for best sound design.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
So to quickly explain, this is the category where the game has the best sound design. Like 3D sound, like could be. I don't know. Sound design, not to be confused with score and music, because some people do.
Yeah, like sound effects.
Yes.
Like attack telegraphing with sound, all that stuff.
Yes. All right, so here we go.
I just saw the. I just saw the title.
I love it, dude. Yeah, I just
glad.
broke out laughing.
Same. I just now read it. I was like, lol.
All right.
Yeah, so
not original. I am not original at all.
You've agreed
What
with
is
at least one
originality
person
anyways,
so far.
I know.
And in this case, it's me and Alex. But since me and Alex have the same, I guess I'll let Tim go first.
I mean, sure. What can I say? It's just Horizon is just really the soundscape is amazing. I mean,
I thought you said you didn't pick it for everything.
I didn't. I think
just
like the
random.
first few awards are not going to show that very well. To be fair,
Uh-huh.
I did pick other games.
I mean,
Are you sure?
Yeah, fairly sure, like 90%.
to be fair, mine is
I'd
also
love
just
if
been
Tarun.
God of War the whole time.
I just love if Tarun would have just put Forbidden West for everything for Tim just to troll him.
That would be
funny.
hilarious.
That
I
would
mean,
so
it would be far off. I'm saying,
Mm.
but yeah, no. I mean, it's just whatever you do. I think whenever, particularly when you're fighting in combat in Horizon, everything sounds so good, and it's just so there's so much impact. The machines are just so loud. It's just I think it really adds to the game, and it's they absolutely nailed it. I think, and also in the quieter moments, it's just as good. It's very atmospheric, I feel. So that's why I said Forbidden West.
And Gun?
Yeah. So for me, I actually I was at first before we talked about this, I wasn't sure if Sunbreak would be a viable option because it's an expansion of a game that came out the previous year.
Mm-hmm.
But since we decided it was if the expansion is big enough and Sunbreak is basically another game on top of Rise. I think the sound design for the monsters, like just the different roars, are very unique and very easy to tell which monster you're actually fighting. And the different moves have different sound telegraphings, and it's really easy to hear and pick out even during the fight and like with the music with all the chaos happening. So like you can kind of dodge even without actually looking at the monster if you fought it enough that you remember the sound, like the sound cues. And yeah, I actually considered Elden Ring for it as well, but I think Monster Hunter Rise actually does do it better than Elden Ring did.
Mm-hmm.
Elden Ring actually, was the closest one. I also considered God of War, but I had issues telling different attacks, like the sound telegraphing, because Atreus was shouting in my ear that an attack was coming that I couldn't fucking hear the actual like monster sound.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But yeah.
So yeah, why'd you guys pick God of War? I mean, well, I have an idea, obviously, because I've played it and it is top notch. But like, please.
I like the spell sounds effects. It's just so crystally and glassy.
They sound good for sure.
Yeah. I know the axe, the weapons just sound great. I want, that the weapons sound great. And I don't know, I just like with the combat and like for each impact you hit, I feel like you really get that effect through the sound as well.
So what I'm hearing is weapon go burr.
Weapon go burr.
It does.
And fists go
It's
boom
great.
boom. Fists
And
are
arrows
great.
go phew phew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I love playing Atreus in this one though because the sounds are so good when you shoot.
I know. It's so nice.
So sad.
And like when he does his little shield, it goes like
Yeah, it's
like magic shield. It's like, oh, great.
Yes, you get a little you get a little cling.
Yeah.
Like, you got a little ka-ching, ka-ching, or
Yeah, exactly.
and you know when you shoot the arrows, the purple thing, you get a boom. I don't know. It's just like all the individual weapon sound effects just sound so good, and each impact just sounds very like you feel it. Like
For sure.
yeah, that's it. Oh yeah.
No, I agree because I've played it as well, and I do think like the weapons all sound great. The issue I had with God of War Ragnarok's sound design is just some monster sound effects are quite similar between two different attacks, and Atreus keeps shouting in my ear, so I can't hear the sounds anyways.
And if it isn't a trade, it's Mimir shouting in your ear.
Behind you,
yeah.
brother.
I think maybe that's what it was for me. As in why I picked Horizon over God of War. I think God of War is like it's a very noisy game. There's a lot going on. I think sometimes it's a bit much.
I never mind it. I always look at the visuals more than I do with the sound. But
For sure.
Same.
yeah, and that is just I just really like all the ching and the pew and the ching, like all that.
I feel like you get that in Horizon. Though,
Yeah,
to be
but
fair.
I feel like
The
this
weapons do
feels.
sound really good in that
But I
game.
feel like this feels a lot more close and personal than it does with Horizon.
Because would that be because God of War is very melee centric?
Yeah, definitely. And
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
it could have
kind of on the
easily
same boat
felt-
with Monster Hunter as well.
Because if it wasn't for the sound, it could have felt floaty or something if they didn't do it right. But I think they nailed it.
Mhm.
They did a good job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think for mine, no one else has played Sunbreak, so I
No.
don't think I can bounce off anyone. But
No.
the
I've never played
I like the
Monster
weapon
Hunter.
sounds here as well. We have a bunch of different weapons.
Yes. Yes. Monster Hunter has a lot of weapons.
And they feel also different. That
They-
feels like a different.
They sure do. Wait. What is next on the list? Where is it? There it is.
It wouldn't be our podcast if it wasn't for some technical difficulties. There's always some.
This is the cleanest so far, bro.
That is true. We've been going for quite a while without a hitch, so
Yes.
Yeah.
Why you
Proud-
gotta
proud of
say
you,
that?
Tim. Proud
Why
of
you
you.
gotta say that?
Proud
You
of
just
you.
jinxed it.
I
Anyway.
mean, I just had to make sure it was appreciated that we have had so little jank, you know.
So well, anyway,
so far.
the next award we would like to present. Tim, this is not looking good for you. It's
Yeah, I mean-
best visual design. So this is an award for a game that offers the best visual experience, either through impressive graphics or distinctive and unique visual style. So let's get into this now.
What did I pick?
I love
forgot.
how you don't remember, and you finalized it like yesterday.
I know. Oh yeah.
There we go.
Oh wow.
All different picks.
All different picks, finally.
Except Tim sticking with his Horizon. Totally not Horizon for every category.
Oh my
Trend.
god. Yeah.
I mean,
It's getting less convincing the more we do this.
Mhm. Yeah.
Don't worry. I know for certain that the next one.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't
We'll
know
see.
if it is. Actually,
We'll
I don't
see.
think it is.
we'll see. I don't know actually, but
In my defense, I had Stray. I was considering Stray because Stray is like
Mhm.
it looks really good.
I
be
did
fair.
almost put Horizon, to be fair, because it does look
There we go.
beautiful.
See?
The sandy beaches and all that. But Stray just has that unique art style, the neonness and the neon look, and a really cute cat. It just looks really beautiful for me, like artistically.
Stray's
It's just-
aesthetic is good.
great,
It is lovely. I would
Yeah.
say like because I have been going back to Cyberpunk. I would say like there are certain moments where Stray does Cyberpunk better than Cyberpunk does.
Yeah, I would agree with
It's
that.
actually yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Stray is probably not the most graphically impressive, but in terms of art style, it's definitely one of the most like attractive in terms of aesthetics, and that's why I chose Stray.
I can agree with that.
The warm tone
the
as
only
well.
issue,
is nice.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, the only issue I had with the game is I wasn't really a fan of the gameplay.
Yeah, but this is about visual designs.
I know.
I mean,
But-
to be fair, I've been hearing a lot of people say that Stray wasn't Game of the Year material, and I was sort of thinking, like, if
Oh,
you look at it
no.
from like a visual and a sound perspective, I would say it actually is up there.
Oh no,
It actually is
It
really well
definitely
designed.
does some things well, but I wouldn't say it's
Not
game of
everything.
the year. It's game of the
Yeah.
year material.
Really? Well, I was just saying from like a visual and a sound perspective, I think.
Yeah,
It is
visual and
perso- like,
sound.
from-
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for me personally, right?
Okay,
like,
gameplay maybe not so much. Yeah.
because like for me, a game of the year is very much on the gameplay because
Mhm.
like as great as the visuals are, it's not like depending on how long we back we're looking, like
Mhm.
it's going to be really hard for it to age quite so well in the
Yeah.
future. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But like when it comes to gameplay, I can still pick up Devil May Cry 3, which is like 15 years old at this point,
Mhm.
and I can still enjoy the shit out of it, even though visually it's kind of bad now.
Yeah. I'll comment maybe a little more on the game of the year. My
Yeah.
aspect of game of the year when we get to that award.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
my pick is Stray, for its warm tones and just really aesthetic look of like, you know, the lighting and like the art style is just really
I love
pleasant.
the way they designed the robot. Yeah,
The
I love the way
robot.
they designed the robots in particular.
Yeah.
That's probably my
There's
favorite
a
aspect.
robot in Stray?
They're
There's a
the-
lot of robots in
all
Stray.
the whole
Yeah.
civilization are robots.
Oh really? I had no idea.
Wait, have you played
Honestly,
Stray?
though, the only thing
I haven't played this. I want
Okay.
to. I haven't played it yet.
You should. You should.
You should.
It's actually really like quite something. Yeah.
I wanted to meow the entire game and I forgot to like an hour in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, an hour
there's-
is pretty long. You managed to meow an hour long? That's
I just kept
impressive.
spamming the button.
Yeah, well, since I already talked a little bit about Horizon, Tim, you wanna talk?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, but in Stray in particular, I can see why you picked it because there's moments in that where it's like so densely packed with like little details and it's all very well designed. I think.
Mhm. But yeah, so
But
why'd you pick Horizon?
Horizon is just. I think it's the number one thing people know the game and the series for.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's essentially why I picked it. I think anyone who's played the game will be able to see like why it's at least a contender. And I think there's a lot of very varied environments in the game, just out in the open world. And I feel like particularly when they did sort of your main mission story set pieces, that's where it's at its best. And those are really stunning. I felt there's some really impressive stuff they did.
I'd say Horizon definitely has a distinct style, which is very recognizable. And they really own up to it. I mean, it's Guerrilla Games.
I mean,
they did Killzone. If you know Killzone, it looks similar to that.
Yeah. I mean, there are moments in there where it's just very sort of awe-inspiring, almost the kind of visuals you have, and also it's improved over the first game a lot. Particularly when you see the characters. The characters are so highly detailed in this game. It's
they're
so much more. Yeah,
they're much better. Yeah, and they improved the animations on them too.
Yeah, they did. Shout out to them for doing that.
And I love the robot enemy designs.
It's it's an indie game that I think got presented on like I think the Nintendo Indie Showcase or something. I picked it because, well, first it looks freaking adorable. You play as a red fox, and it's freaking cute. But also, if you actually look at that gameplay, it's like a combination of like painted objects in like a 3D setting, which just looks really cool. Like you walk around in like a painting, but it also uses like watercolored like watercolored
You just okay, reconnection successful.
We back?
Are we back? We're back. We're back.
We're back. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, because I was
Yay.
like,
You
wait,
just,
what happened?
You just had to say things were going well, huh? You just had to.
I mean,
Actually, I was wondering because I was talking and I was like, it feels like it's not going smoothly, but I didn't want to say anything.
when did we crash? I don't actually know.
Last I heard was Alex saying you play a cute red panda in this game.
Oh my god, you missed everything!
I missed everything.
Oh god!
And you said you walk in paintings and yeah.
Oh, okay, you didn't miss everything.
Not
But you
everything.
missed most of it.
Yeah.
Do you want me to repeat it?
If you
Yeah, no, go
want,
for it.
can
Go for it.
please.
Sure. Yeah. I was just so basically it's like hand painted 3D objects. But also for the cutscenes in the game they use like watercolor paintings.
Mm.
And it's like a combination of different art styles, which I think is really cute and nice because indie games have so much freedom to like explore and go for different art styles. And I just wanted to show my appreciation for that, specifically for this game, because it looks hella cute. And I said there's a capybara in it, a huge one.
Oh my god.
Like, this is something Turin has to play on
And
stream.
you can
though.
like sleep on
Yeah.
it, like you
Oh
know
my
how
god.
in Totoro they sleep on his belly. You can do that for the capybara.
Oh what?
Oh my
Oh, I love
god.
that.
Oh my god. Okay.
We have
Oh.
Torun, you have to play it now.
Turin, please.
Okay.
Actually,
I don't think I have
I'll
a
be there.
choice.
I'll be there.
Do it. Do it.
I will. I will.
we love our indie games, man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
All right.
And
Next
Gone.
is me.
yes.
Hi. So, for me, I full disclaimer, I'm not too much of a visual person. I don't usually get taken in by the view, all that stuff. But there was a specific moment in Elden Ring where I actually stopped. I kind of just wanted to sit down and just look at the view. It's actually Tarun actually has gone to it
Mhm.
already. It was right after beating Godric the Grafted,
Yeah.
and you walk out of his castle, and you see this long panning shot of just the next area, as well as a really far shot of the Erdtree, and it was so freaking pretty that I just wanted to sit down and just watch it, dude. And yeah, I didn't have that reaction in any other game this year, so I picked it. Not much
I did-
other reason.
Yeah. I did have that reaction in Horizon a few times. I think there's
Same.
just moments in, yeah, there's
I
just moments in that game where you like, yeah, you just emerge out and it's like, wow, okay.
I
Wow.
don't usually use photo mode when I play games. I used it so much in Forbidden West because I was like, this seems like a photo spot. I want to take a picture of this. Oh, this looks pretty. Let me take a picture. So I use it a lot.
Mm.
I'm curious because I think, Horizon actually, it looks good on PS4 and PS5 is what
Yeah.
I've heard.
Mhm.
I know for sure, like if you look at the latest the console, it actually looks really good because you can max out the resolution and it just looks like really sharp. But I heard it actually looks really good on the PlayStation 4 as well. So
It does.
Yeah.
I can confirm because I have no PlayStation 5.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
If you're talking photo mode, I don't like Horizon's photo mode. I like taking pictures in Horizon, but I think the best photo mode has been done by Spider-Man.
Yeah, I remember using doing that when we were at work actually.
yeah, I remember this. Turin's like a big virtual photographer. I'm not so into it myself, to be honest.
Me neither.
I mean, I'm rather like I want to play the game rather than
If you
Shoot
see
take
my
photos, but- yeah.
Tolorian Instagram, it's all just in-game photos, and a lot of it has come from Ghost of Tsushima and
Oh yeah.
Marvel's
Hmm.
Spider-Man, and I think Miles Morales as well. Ghost of Tsushima, I went on a huge just.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I had so many photos, and the fact they let you do like animated as well. Oh, it's so good. Like, you know, like you can have certain elements in the scene like still moving while everything else is frozen.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know, but I don't use photo modes a lot, to be honest. But I'm always amazed like how some people are so into it. They spend like hours just doing it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm kind of on that boat too.
I mean, it's sort of like I just think some things are, you know,
I think
better
some
in
things
motion
are
almost.
better than motion.
Better in
Yeah, but
motion.
but there were just some moments in Forbidden West where I was just like, I want to,
Oh yeah,
capture
100%.
this.
Yeah.
Because I usually don't use it either. I think I used it like a few times when I was still writing blog posts to like get screenshots from games and stuff
Oh,
that
yeah.
I wrote about, but not
Mhm.
Yeah.
like not actual like, oh, I'm gonna spend a lot of time on this.
Oh, that's something I can put in my perspective on it. Because I don't know how much you guys know about me, but I do some like video game guide writing on the side
Mhm.
to make a bit of money. I swear to God, a curse on video game developers who don't put photo mode.
Right?
It's a
Some
must
games
now.
it is a nightmare to take
It's a
screenshots.
must.
It's a nightmare sometimes because you just have like, oh, I want to show this really clearly, like how to do this, and it's just impossible because the UI's everywhere. And it's just like,
Yeah.
dude,
That's why I think
please.
that's why I think the most it's really appreciated when a game puts in photo mode. But the best photo mode I've experienced is Spider-Man, and I think the worst one I've experienced is it might have to be Devil May Cry 5.
Dude, it
I think it doesn't have a photo mode, or
It-
the photo mode.
it has
is
a
bad?
photo mode, but it's not good.
It's janky as fuck, and it's
I
kind of
adored
like,
UMC5, but
yeah.
the fucking
I
photo mode
love
is-
the game. I love the game. And there's so many moments I wanted to take a photo mode pic, but like I just never wanted to experience the photo mode feature, so I just didn't.
Mhm.
So, unfortunate, but it is what it is.
It puts me in a kind of weird position where I'm sort of like,
Mm.
oh please, I need photo mode wherever you can put it, but also I might not use it.
I will
It's
use
just like,
it.
oh
Yeah.
please have this in case.
I'll say Ragnarok's photo
Yeah.
mode, not very good. Quite restrictive, actually.
Really?
Yeah, Ragnarok's. I feel like 2018's photo mode was less restrictive. I don't know. It just feels like you can't really go far enough away from the scene to be able to frame a photo properly. I was
I
having
mean,
so
at
much
least we didn't have like a best UI kind of award, because I don't think God of War would be anywhere near that.
difficulty.
No, I
No.
feel like the UI for Ragnarok was a step back.
Yeah,
It
I'd
is
much
kind
rather-
of tragic, to be honest.
I prefer the 2018's UI.
I hate the pattern of newer games, and this is not just God of War Ragnarok, by the way. I've been experiencing this in Fire Emblem Engage. Taking away the old menus to have simplified shit with less details.
Mm-hmm.
I need to count and this is just me projecting my issues with Fire Emblem Engage's UI. But I need those numbers so I can figure out if it's dangerous to put that unit there or not.
Right. Okay, so we've talked a lot about we went from visuals to photo mode to UI, but now let's talk.
I mean,
yeah.
visual design.
Yeah, it's still visual design. The next category we have to showcase is the best game feel. Now, what this means is this is a game that offers the most compelling moment-to-moment gameplay. So basically, the best gameplay for yeah. So we'll transition over now.
Horizon again?
No, not Horizon
Oh.
again, except for Alex. Yeah, I'm kind of glad me and Tim agree on this.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, honestly, I agree as well, but it's like
Yeah,
a very close second.
yeah. But we'll let you two go first, since I think Tim and I will be discussing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Alex, why don't you start?
Sure. Well, I just okay. What? I didn't know where to start. I just think that in Forbidden West, there's a lot of stuff that they added that wasn't present in the first game. That they added that was done so well. Like you can swim in the water, you can freaking fly, you can ride all these animals. You have all these like really cool weapons and whatnot. So I don't know. Playing the game felt a lot of fun. Just gameplay wise.
yeah, I can see that.
I
I mean,
definitely-
there's a lot of new weapons that I liked. There's a lot of new
Yeah.
weapons I liked.
Yeah, I definitely
and
agree
just-
with that.
I
Yeah.
can't
Oh.
weigh in because I haven't played Horizon.
The climbing is great.
Yeah,
Jumping off stuff, flying,
I love the freaking
gliding.
they
the glider
definitely
is top tier.
They-
They need the
Amazing.
glider.
they definitely improved
It's
the
just-
climbing, which is I appreciate
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
in the first game, there would be places where I would look for a place to climb for so long until I finally found like a place to climb that was like marked. And here you can just climb mostly everywhere, which
Yeah,
I
pretty much.
appreciate.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just the fighting and stuff felt very smooth. They improved a lot in the like melee fighting, which I thought was very nice. Cause I
Yeah.
like sneaking around and like stabbing people in the back and like being very sneaky about it. But I also did a lot of like melee fighting and stuff because it was just a lot of fun. The combinations and like fighting in the fighting ring to just try and get all these combinations to go like to work together. I just think they improved so much and it worked really well in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, what I enjoyed the most was in Horizon was definitely those like weapons, the new weapons and stuff, which I think I was sort of thinking like, wow, this you have a lot of options always in combat, and you can sort of tweak, use the stuff you like
Mhm.
Yeah.
most.
And you
I
can
think
like
yeah, whenever it comes to combat, it's like Horizon actually gives you like a ton of options. I think it's really like unnoticed by lots
yeah,
of
you can
people.
customize
Yeah.
it to your own game's like gameplay style.
Yeah,
Like you can do a lot of stuff that's like if you like fighting monsters head on or like fighting the bad guys head on, then you can do that. But if you like sneaking around and like shooting arrows from very far away and like being very sneaky about it, then you can do that too. Or if you want a combination of that, there's just a lot of options to really make the gameplay feel like it fits you and your style of playing,
Mhm.
which I just think is very well done.
Yeah.
I mean, I do like it because there's a good balance there between obviously when you're fighting machines, there's like different machines you have to take slightly different approaches, but with your weapons you kind of have there's some freedom there to do it how you want,
Mm-hmm.
approach it how you want, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I think people
Um,
can very much settle on the weapons they like and work for any of the enemies. It's just the only thing that changes is your approach.
I do also like the thing they did where you have to like to upgrade your gear you need the components and you can actually like knock them off now. You can like prioritize them.
Yeah.
I do like
Yeah.
that as well. I think that was a good change.
Tagging them, yeah, that was
Yeah.
a lifesaver for me.
Tagging is was such a nice feature. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to see, like, oh, I want to upgrade my outfit. Like, oh, I need this part from this machine. Like, okay, I need to tag the part and then make sure I get it before I kill the machine, or it doesn't drop it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. I like that.
It'll be ruined if you don't take it or something.
Yeah,
You should definitely give it a shot, Gun.
It's
I
so
will
much
someday.
fun.
I mean, you love playing Monster Hunter. This is kind of like, well, it's a stripped down version of Monster Hunter, I'd say, but it's
I mean, it's not like I'm against it,
I
but
know.
like work and time.
yeah.
yeah.
And I've been streaming like 3 to 4 days a week, and my streams go for like 5 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Let's hope you get some time later this year, especially now that Zero Dawn is on PC.
And I'm also leaving work next month, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna be more free, hopefully.
let's go.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak.
Yeah. So I already mentioned that like I was already a big fan of Monster Hunter Rise, but I really do love the changes that they made to between base game and Sunbreak. For context, I'm a Lance main. I like big shield and big like Lance, and I go poke and then I block big heads. And I really like the changes that they made in Sunbreak, because they added a lot of different moves, different monsters to fight, and all of the feel each monster's attacks, the like the impact of each hit. I just thought that they did really well.
Yeah.
And it gives you so much power, and like it lets you feel extremely powerful with you understanding like how your character controls, how well your enemy, like how your enemies fight, but it also isn't afraid to remind you that you're not invincible and beating your ass down if you're playing sloppy, and I really enjoy that. And yeah, in the base game, a lot of the monsters didn't feel like they were designed for the new, faster combat that you had access to. And when Sunbreak came out, all of the monsters in the base game got updated versions for Master Rank, which had moves that punished stuff like Wirefall, which is breaking your fall with Wire Bug, and all of the different mobility options that you have. And it feels fantastic as well. Yeah. My runner-up here were Sifu and Elden Ring. I'll talk about Sifu when you guys talk about it. Elden Ring, I actually think this is the absolute best Dark Souls mainline entry in terms of player control feel. My issue with Elden Ring is that the monsters, like the enemies, sometimes don't feel particularly fair. So like it's kind like in terms of enemy design, I feel like it's a step back from the previous games.
Okay.
I think it's a tricky balance to get though. The game as big as that.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's why I say open world was a mistake for the formula.
Is that a controversial opinion, perhaps?
I don't know if it is,
I don't know.
I don't know
if it
the
is,
Elden
but
Ring thing, so
I don't know if it's a controversial opinion, but it's the main thing that's dropped it from Game of the Year for me. So
the sneaky spoiler there.
Not
This is actually one of the things that was putting your two picks together, Alex and Kina. I just I don't know if you guys saw, but apparently there was some rumors about a Horizon multiplayer game that's supposedly in the works, and apparently it's going to be like Horizon style Monster Hunter.
That would be fun.
Which I'm very down for, by the way. Like if they
that.
release that, I'm down.
nice.
You'll
So
finally
we
play a game with us.
can go on raid. So we can go as a team,
Yeah,
basically, to fight.
Oh yeah.
Huh. They'd have to
Let's
buff
go!
the shit out of those enemies.
I mean, I just love the concept. I think it's such a good idea.
I know. It's just that because in single player,
If that's not
once
what they're doing, you
know-
guys are doing something wrong.
in single player, once you know how the machines work and like how to take them down, it becomes pretty easy to take them down. Like challenging still, but fun challenge. But yeah, I think for multiplayer, either they introduce like new machines to be like you have to be a team to take it down, or
This is what I'm thinking, like big
Yeah,
machines, man.
big machines. That's cool. That'd be great.
Big uns.
But I don't know how. We'll see. Maybe they'll be able to pull it off. Because I don't know.
Surprised
if they
no
can
one mentioned God of War
replicate
yet.
the Gameplay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
God of War was actually gonna be my pick, but I thought about it more, and I do enjoy God of War's gameplay, especially now that I'm going through it again in the Give Me God of War difficulty. And I don't know, just having the game sense to like time and parry or dodge in time was really satisfying. But that's not what I'm talking about. Sifu, I picked as my winner because, I mean, the martial arts and
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't think we need
Before.
to explain too much with Sifu pick.
it's just so good.
It's
you
so
know?
good.
You
Same brain
I
cell.
mean, the way I was thinking about it was obviously Sifu is a lot about the gameplay, and if
Uh-huh.
they didn't get the gameplay perfectly, the game would have sucked.
Oh
So
yeah,
For
this
sure.
is very
yeah,
much based
100%.
on the
Yeah,
gameplay. If the gameplay had
yeah.
failed, this would not be a game that I think anyone would even look at today.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, typically, like, it's not. Sifu isn't typically like my type of game. I don't really like games where you have to go and repeat yourself over and over and over again.
Mm.
But Sifu I did just because it felt so good to play, I think. Just like pulling off of the combos and the punches and the strikes, just like, oh, it just, everything feels
Yeah.
so good about it
It's so
when you're fighting someone. It's
satisfying.
just like, yeah, I know. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Each time you land a palm strike, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just,
you got little oomph, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, like
Feels
like
so good.
when they stagger back and then you follow in with like the light like combo or the kick.
Yeah, the one you showed me how to do that. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
that
That one
feels
is
good.
so satisfying.
Yeah.
And like the parries feel so good too.
Oh,
Like
the
and visually
parry.
it's so nice.
yeah.
Yeah, and like for every parry you do, you do feel the difference between a parry or being, I guess, just blocking. I think it's pure
Mhm.
down to that comes with the effect of the sound effect. And
Yep.
is there haptic?
Yeah,
There's-
there is. I was going to say that.
There's-
Top tier
Wait,
usage of the vibrations. Really good.
I didn't play it on that controller actually, so
I don't know
Yeah.
if actually
Ah.
Epic
But-
Games supports the PS5 controller.
I don't think so, right?
But I would like to see what the haptics are like on PS5. I imagine.
They are quite good. That's why I was playing on the PlayStation and it was
I did. I
mean-
played the game over and over again for months, and I never got bored of it. And I'm still not
I
bored of it.
adore the game so much, dude.
Mhm.
The only thing I have left to do is to go deathless in hard mode.
Oh wow. There's a day I had, I think, where I just wasn't doing anything, and I just played Sifu for like 5 hours straight, and I think for most of it I was only doing the first level because I wanted to try to find the best run.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see that. It is like really.
5
The game is very
hours.
intelligently it's very intelligently designed, that game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I was surprised to see like I spent so long in the game, and I was like, I'm still not sick of it. Like,
There
surprised
is one
myself.
point. There is one point that I dislike about Seafood.
Yeah.
One specific one. You can't use focus moves on Yang
Oh
Yeah, that
the,
is tough.
the final boss. I can't.
because it lets you build into it, and then
Mm-hmm.
basically if you've been building into it, and then you run into Yang, and
You're done for it.
you've
Yeah.
been completely focused. It went into focus. You are fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little annoying, which is why I think I did an entire run no death. Well, until Yang, where I
Mhm.
just built everything I could except focus. Focus I never built on,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks because it's definitely a cool feature of the game, but at the end to get the best advantage out of the final boss, you kind of have to do it that way, which
Yeah.
does suck kind of. But other
I would
than
say
that,
like the feeling you get when
Yeah.
you just go through an entire level because you practiced it so many times and you just
Mhm.
get it absolutely perfect, like you've mastered it. You know, you're just going through guys. It's like that scene from it, man. It's just
what's weird to me, and it's kind of cool
top
too,
experience.
that the game does this. I think level 2, the club was like
I think the club was the standout.
the club was
Mhm.
a standout because everyone felt, including myself, like from the swamp to the club. It is
Uh-huh.
swamp, right? No,
It's the
It's like a forest kind of.
the
no. The forest only comes in on the boss. The
Yeah,
actual
yeah.
area
It's like
is just the
a
factory.
the what?
yeah. It's like a drug factory or something.
The factory,
Yeah.
I guess. Okay, yeah, but
It sounds
that
so
Yeah.
random if you don't know what the game is about.
Yeah.
yeah, so you have the factory, and then the club just felt like a huge step up in difficulty. You know, the first time.
You know, I actually found the first stage harder than the second stage.
Really, I found the second stage way harder than the first. But
Yeah.
I took it, yeah. But once you get through it once, you kind of like,
Mhm.
oh, this is actually really easy, kind of like,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
and
Alex,
it's-
have you
yeah.
played this game by the way?
No, I've seen you guys
Uh,
play it on stream.
You should join
You
us
should join.
You should
in
actually
this
play
fantastic
this. It
journey.
is-
Maybe we can do. Maybe we can just do. We should all just start the game together and just go through the first level, see who finishes first.
It'll be one of you guys.
But
I
you
like
guys-
to beat everyone up.
but- You guys have been playing it for so long.
Oh, trust me, you pick it up surprisingly quickly. The more you know, like
Once you do the first stage,
Yeah.
it's if
I
we do
think-
that though, it's gonna be a new save file rather than
yeah.
Oh, and how about this? If Alex does it as well, we all play on hard mode except Alex.
Okay,
Oh, God,
I'm down
dead.
for that. I'm down for that. I'm dead, but I'm down for it.
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Obviously, yeah,
Let's do
that'll be
it.
really fun. But yeah, seafood just never got boring. It was a lot of fun. And the
Yeah,
gameplay
I agree.
was just amazing.
I also like it because I think it's a very sort of, in contrast to some of the games that come out these days, it's just like full of like stuff to do, and not all of it means much.
I
I think it's a very
I
like
like
polished,
small-
refined experience.
I
It's
agree
very,
with you.
like- yeah,
I like small polished experiences that are like self-contained and you can pick it up, finish it in like 5-6 hours, and then be happy.
Yeah.
Like I said the same thing about Sekiro, and it's the same thing here.
Sorry, I might have cut you off. You said the same thing about what?
Sekiro.
Okay, yes. Oh, I do love
But
the
yeah.
gameplay in Sekiro. I think I
It's-
picked it up again this year purely because I missed the gameplay.
Mm-hmm. And because I
Yeah.
kept poking you to do it.
You kept poking me too, but I just never had the time. And when I had the time, I was like, I do miss Sekiro. I miss its gameplay. and yeah, it still holds up. It still holds up from what I remember.
I think
Yeah.
it's still like the best so far. I like
Yeah.
as much as I like Sifu, like I do think like the feel of Sekiro is better and you have more options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the thing is, it's the enemy design, like I think it's equal parts player character design and enemy design. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't really have one without the other.
But yeah. But yeah, with Sifu, I think once you get past the second level, you're pretty much like picked it up. Like you're at that pretty good base point where just you can get through it all.
Yeah, there's that one dude in the museum though, who the bouncer dude.
Stab him.
He,
I just stab him.
yeah, well, I'm sorry, I didn't know how to stab him. Okay.
I mean, it's an ability.
Stab him.
I think it's an ability you have to unlock. You know, one of the roguelite. Yeah,
Yeah, but like I just don't use it because it's more fun to actually fight him.
Oh,
but,
it's
like,
definitely
having
more
multiple
fun.
of them. It's so pain though.
it's definitely more fun to fight them. But when you're trying to just rush to get to the boss, then it's really like a
Mhm.
time saver. It's like, "Dude,
Yeah.
I just want to do that other thing. I don't want to deal with you right now." That kind of thing. Yeah. So I do like that you can do that. Like no one shies away from the challenge, I think. People
For
seem
sure.
to enjoy it enough to be like, I'll do the harder route just because I want to fight more.
I think realistically, if you're going for finishing the game under like a certain age,
Yeah.
you want to go the long route because if
Mhm.
you go the long route, you get access to the harder, like the higher point requirement skills as well.
Exactly. That is that too.
yeah. So the game gets a very good balance because it offers you the
Yeah.
choice, like which you want to do.
I think it's a pretty
Yeah, that's
reasonable thing to ask for too. It's like, oh, you want to, do perfectly at this game? Well, it's gonna take some shit. Like,
Yeah.
this is the best way to do it. But you can do it another way if you're that good. Just no upgrades.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not gonna try no upgrades. It's just
I'm sure
it
someone's
does,
done
actually I feel like I'm going to end up doing it at some point, and I'm gonna fucking eat my words.
I'm sure someone's done a no upgrade, no death run like already. I'm sure there's a YouTube video somewhere.
If I do no upgrade, it's not gonna be no death.
I think someone's done a combo. Alright, so let's move on. We have our next category ready. This is the category for the most surprising. So this is for a game that surprised us the most in a positive way, with gameplay, story, or audiovisual presentation that surpassed expectations. So yeah, basically a game that we didn't really think much of, and when it came out, we were like, oh shit.
This is actually really good. Yeah.
This is actually really good. So let's do it.
I'm curious to see what you guys put, actually. I want to see.
You'll see.
The Holy Shit Award.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm not so surprised with Tim's pick, but
I was surprised about yours. I didn't think you liked the game that much.
I like the game. I love
Bro, he's been talking about it at work, and he got
Yeah.
one of my other friends to play it too.
Yeah, I got Vex. I got Vex into it.
He's trying to get me to get into it.
Wait, did
Oh
I
my
get
goodness.
Vex
Yeah.
into
He even
it?
tried to get me
No.
into it. You guys tried to get me into it as
Yeah.
well.
Not,
Yeah,
Crazy
like-
stuff.
not
I
Vex.
play
Vex.
too many phone games right now.
Not Vex. Vex was already into it. It's Kohi.
Hmm.
I got him into it, and he came to me at work one day. It's like, dude, this game's actually really good. What the fuck?
Right?
Yeah, no, Marvel Snap. I don't think anyone expected it. Like, it was kind of just there wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
There wasn't even so much marketing until I think after it got popular.
I didn't even hear about it until you mentioned it.
Same.
I mean, story time.
Hi, Sasa.
What up? I mean, let me tell you, like, first time I heard about the game was literally for work, because
Yeah.
there was up for grabs. How we work is like you can grab like certain
Mhm.
articles if you want to do them, and it popped up like Marvel Snap. I was just like, okay, this is gotta be like one of those. Sorry to say, but mobile games have like a really terrible reputation sometimes. I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, it's just gonna be one of those like cash grabby things. I'll be in and out like 15 minutes or whatever. So I downloaded the game. I said, okay, I got to work this out. I got to play a little bit, and I kept playing and I kept playing and I kept playing, and I just never stopped. It's just so
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about the game. It's just so
I mean,
it's just so enjoyable, like every aspect of it.
it's like when I heard it, I don't quite remember when I heard it, but I think I knew it was just around. But I thought it was
Yeah.
like one of those like mobile apps, you know how they have those random ads. It's like play these
Yeah.
Marvel characters in this random whatever game
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is. You know, and
Exactly.
it's always just a small cash grab or something. There's no innovation or any care for the gameplay really. It's just, you know, there to be there as a game app. So I thought this was one of those. Like another
Yeah.
bullshit card game which just like more the Marvel sticker on it. But no.
You know what I was picturing? It's like where they ask you to pay money for literally everything you do.
yeah.
I thought it was like one of those.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but even the battle pass system in that is pretty well done. It's really well done, I'd say.
Mhm.
You can unlock everything if you just play enough. But the grind isn't even that bad. It's actually not that bad at all.
That's what surprised me most about the game, to be honest. Is
Mhm.
like obviously the gameplay is really good, but then I never feel like I have to pay for anything,
Yeah.
which is surprising.
Yeah. You don't
Like
have
if I
to
just play, like
unless
if
you're
you play enough, you
really
get like
yeah. You don't have to unless you're really impatient, basically.
yeah.
But it's very much yeah, it's very much a fun game. I believe the developers are the same ones who did Hearthstone.
Yeah, so
Ah.
that's where the
That's-
pedigree
Oh.
is.
That's
Yeah.
why the card
Okay.
game is so good. The locations is
Yeah.
definitely like a good like you know, a wrench in the gears kind of style sometimes,
Yeah.
which is just
I
great.
mean, what I do like about it is it's actually for me, it's less about actually playing the game. I think it's more about collecting cards, which is like,
I
which is why I love.
I love the
There's some
deck building.
really, there's like a lot of heroes you can get, and it's not all like MCU focused either. There's like heroes that like are really obscure. I feel like,
Mhm.
and there's some really nice cards out there. You have like the standard ones and stuff like that, but you can get like really nice like artwork for them.
Yeah.
So just like one of my highlights is just checking in every day to see what's in the store. I'm like, okay, like, well, what's nice, and
Yeah,
you can actually get it, which is like a lovely thing without paying money. So
the deck building in this game is very fun. Basically.
I love it.
I think deck building is like 90% of the card games, though. To be fair,
This one is very much holds up to that, which is
Yeah.
because like I previously played the Capcom one, Teppen,
Mhm.
and I've played Hearthstone, of course, and I played Legends of Runeterra,
Mhm.
and like the most fun part to me wasn't actually the game, but like the deck building for all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we want to say too much more about Marvel Snap without taking away time.
Well, I want to say one more thing, which is
Yeah.
that if you literally, I know how it looks, I know how it sounds. If you haven't like played it, you haven't seen what it's about. But it's actually like really, really good, and you need to try it if you haven't.
Play one
Tim's
game.
still trying to get us to play.
100%. Like
Play. They're gonna
it's such a huge
introduce.
surprise.
They're gonna
honestly.
introduce friendly PvP soon, so you guys should get it.
Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that was like not actually available.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
there
friend,
will
do
be
you-
soon. So
But do you play against other people or against?
you do, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No, you
Just
do.
not
It's
your
not
friends.
friendly.
They're just not your friends, and it's always
Oh.
Yeah.
it's always ranked matches. There's no like casual.
Oh, that would stress
Um,
me out, yo.
That's why I think for friendly PvP, you can have friends, and it just won't be in ranked. Right now,
Yeah.
it's only ranked.
Yeah,
That's why.
Because like when I think about it, right? Like I already play League and Destiny ranked. I don't think I need more stress in my life.
No, but
Like,
this is
shit, dude.
fun.
it's not super. I wouldn't say it's super stressful.
It's-
I say that
yeah.
as someone who doesn't normally engage with ranked.
Yeah,
I think it's
and I got to gold.
I'll wait until
Uh,
friendly. I'll wait until friendly.
I got to.
Same.
I mean, I got to gold just because I was just playing for fun. It wasn't even me trying to get there. Just like
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
'cause,
Okay.
you know,
Flexing, huh?
okay.
Flex it.
I think Tim will say the same. It's not really about like the I mean, the competitiveness is nice, but it is very much a chess game kind of thing. Like
Mhm.
the whole
I'm really bad at chess.
the whole
I mean, it's
intuition,
a lot of it is
strategy.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do to
No, I
combo
maybe
that
I'll
Intuition
try
card?
it out, but I just get hyper fixated on stuff very easily. So I'm
Okay.
trying to not do that.
Oh,
No, the intuition is such a
Um,
big part of it because I found myself in so many situations in this game where I've just been like, it's the final turn. I'm against this guy. We both could win. I'm just sort of like, okay, I have to guess what he's gonna do. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
like, is he like gonna do something based on what he thinks I'm gonna do? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Playing mind games, yo.
Yeah, and
yeah,
then-
literally,
yeah.
it's like that. You do feel that.
There are cards that can completely turn the game around. There are cards that, if played wrongly, can just fully fuck you over. Like we've seen that happen.
There's so much variety as well. Like,
Yeah,
all the cards do so many different things. It's like,
yeah. It's sometimes you can use the enemy's cards against them, which is a very interesting tactic. At sometimes it's really good. So give it a shot. Except maybe Alex don't. If you don't want to get hyperfixated.
Sorry, that was very funny.
I mean, I will say, like, I'm so into this game at the moment. I was literally, these guys will know, I was literally playing this before we even started this. Like,
Yeah.
when we were
Yeah.
prepping, I was like, oh, let's get one in.
Also, that
Like,
is
I
not
wanna
the
lose
first
this
time that
I think
before
that,
we
I
streamed
think that's what we
together.
call an addiction.
I think you know,
I need an intervention, guys.
Vex
Oh,
told
snap.
me.
Yeah, this is it. This is the intervention. Tim, we need to talk to you, man.
No, you know, Vex
I'm gonna
did
get
tell
you all-
me that he plays Marvel Snap while he's waiting in league queues. So he gets
Vex,
a couple
yeah.
of games in before he find a game. So it's a
I
good.
feel like the
good
games are
time.
too like the games. How long are the games? Because like the queue times for League isn't that bad.
Like 2-3 minutes, really.
Two
Depends on who
minutes.
you like playing.
Okay, so you could probably get like one or maybe
You can
two
get 2 games. I think you can easily get 2 games in. Yeah,
That's fast.
it can be like a
That's 'cause-
minute. You can retreat.
Because I just
early.
have like a Magic the Gathering
Mhm.
match in my head, and those take longer. Well, it could take fast too, but usually those take longer than like a few
Mm.
I mean, these are like 6. This is like 6 turns, right? So it's like.
Okay.
But yeah, enough about Mario Snap. What about your guys' picks?
Go first, Alex.
Sure. Well, let me just start out with saying that this is actually The Legend of Zelda in disguise.
I played this and it's that's very
Visually,
accurate.
And as you guys know,
visually,
I love The Legend of Zelda. So,
Yes.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I thought it would just be like a cute fox like running around, but it's actually like looks so fun. I haven't actually played it myself. I just watched him play it.
I
But
did
it's
play it and I enjoyed it. I have to go
And
back
it-
to it at some point. It is.
I want to play it. It's on my playlist. But it's The Legend of Zelda, but you play as a fox. I mean, how
Why not,
how
right?
much more surprising can that get? It's great.
I think it will actually attract Gun as well
Mhm.
because it's actually quite difficult.
I've seen some of the
That's what I
gameplay. It
found. It's
definitely
actually
looks
quite
fun. I would like to
It is
try
actually
it.
quite
but
challenging. Yeah.
yeah. The issue right now for me is time. But after,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
in 2 weeks I should be fine.
I believe
Play more
Tunic
stuff.
was compared to Dark Souls, but I don't know if it was for its difficulty or game design.
For the
Mhm.
difficulty.
Was it for the
Difficulty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
'Cause it's
saw
a
Seibutsu
pretty hard
play
game.
against I think one of the later bosses,
Mm,
and it feels kind of like Hades as well. Like,
80.
but maybe not as fast, but like you're not as fast as in Hades as well.
Yeah.
I didn't play a lot of it. I didn't finish Tunic, but I got the impression there's a lot to it. Obviously, the visual design, the sound design is all it's
Mhm.
incredible.
Mhm.
It's so
I just love the art
good.
style. Yeah, and it's actually fun to play as well. I think
Yeah.
it's almost like classic. It goes back to like classic games, which I think traditionally
Mhm.
those type of games are kind of quite difficult anyway. And there's also this really nice like book, you get like an instruction manual in game, to help you out.
Mhm.
And it's like printed in the style of an old instruction manual from a video game,
That's pretty cool.
which is really nice. It's like actually, it looks like they scanned it in, and it's really really nice.
Hmm. All right.
Yeah, it's also from Finji, is the developer, which I know they made other games like Night in the Woods, and
Well,
Chicory. which I know
Night in the
they-
Woods is like one of my favorite indie games.
Hmm.
It's also one of my favorites. Please play it if you haven't. It's actually I
It's
love
so
it. I love that game.
good.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
good.
very,
It's
very
so
good.
good. The music in Night in the Woods is amazing. Especially the like sleep scenes. The music, it's so
Yeah.
good. And just the
And
story and like the characters and just everything.
Man, the story hits way too hard.
I know it
For a
It's
game
like-
about cartoon animals, it's like
because it's wrapped in this like cute little like, oh, all the people are animals and like the main character is a cat and she's like hella cute, but also, well, nope. It's so good.
I won't spoil it if you guys haven't, but
No,
you,
but play
you should
it.
definitely. It's like it's actually really really good.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Fair
Hmm.
enough.
Well, Gun.
All right. So this needs a lot of context
Right.
because I played
I'm ready
the
for it.
original Outriders, and I was not a big fan. Didn't feel like the game knew what it was trying to do. And it's a cover shooter, right? But it gave you powers like you would see in, let's say, like Destiny or Warframe, and it had a very mixed identity where it didn't really swing either way.
Yeah.
And it was kind of in that awkward middle spot where it's like I feel powerful, but also I get deleted with like a sniper bullet. So it never really had like a good, what do you call it, identity, right?
Yeah.
And I played Devastator, which was supposed to be the quote unquote tank class, but what ended up happening was rather than like me feeling tanky, each boss fight took like 15 minutes. And I could get deleted by getting shot like twice with a sniper rifle, and there's like 30 plus enemies in the field. So my friend Vex, we keep going back to Vex because we talk to him a lot, but he told me that one of the bosses that I took like 15 minutes against, he deleted in like 2 hits.
What the fuck?
And
Oh,
so
boy.
I'm just like, yeah. But yeah, then so World Slayer is the expansion pack for Outriders, right?
Yeah.
Which basically came out with second, like another story campaign
Mm-hmm.
and a new skill tree, a lot of changes to the old balance. And I absolutely have to say that it feels fantastic to play now. It does lose the cover shooter aspect, at least from the class I played. I don't need to hide anymore. I literally stand there and take the bullets, and they die because I reflect the bullets back at them.
Oh no.
And each time I hit them, I gain a shield. And when they bleed, I gain a shield. And I just have infinite shields, and it's beautiful.
True.
But yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, but no, in terms of actual game balance, I don't know if that's actually a good thing, but it feels fantastic to play now compared to originally. It feels like a more controlled Warframe. Because with Warframe you can get way more powerful, but like the enemies get deleted easily. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember when we played the demo when
we played the
demo came out, didn't we? We
And
played
we
the
were
demo. I remember
kinda-
not vibing with it.
Yeah, we were a little underwhelmed because I think we would have the same complaints you just mentioned from its earlier build.
Yeah.
It didn't know what it wanted to be. It was trying to be like Destiny, but not really. And also a bit of Gears of War, which they didn't really commit
Mass
to.
Effect.
Yeah, some Mass Effect vibes in there, but they never fully committed to anything. And yeah,
So it
it's
just
very
feels
much,
like a mishmash of all of them.
Yeah, which is what I think Tim and I were kind of turned off from the demo, and we just never got the release.
Yeah. I played both the release and I played out World Slayer. World Slayer is good. World Slayer is good.
I remember.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I would wait for a sale though because they kind of the Square Enix kind of did a sneaky, and so they reduced the price of the base game by so it's like 1,800 baht in Thai, right?
Yeah.
They reduced it to 1,200.
Oh.
But the DLC is 1,200 now too.
Oh my god.
So yeah, wait for sale. Don't give them your full money.
Okay. I remember Tim and I were a bit let down. Like the demo was so mid.
I didn't vibe with the combat. I didn't vibe with the whole story they were going with.
There's a demo now, but I think when Tim and I played, it was a beta.
Yeah, I played during beta as well with you. Well, not with you guys, but like with a few other friends.
Yeah. We did.
And
play. And yeah, I remember. We were hoping, Tim and I were hoping this would be like the next multiplayer game we can play, because right now we've just been sticking with like either Overwatch, Apex, Sea of Thieves sometimes.
Bro,
yeah.
If this goes on sale, y'all should get it, and I'll play with y'all and a new character.
If you say it's as good as it is, I think I'll consider getting it for sure. Because
with World Slayer though, with World Slayer,
definitely.
Yeah, because base game, the story is pretty shit, if I'm being honest. The gameplay is pretty fun, but like the balance between the classes, the class balance is actually way better than it used to be actually, because they rebalanced a lot. But yeah, I in base game I only got invested in one character,
right?
And it decided. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
But they did shit with a lot of the characters, but yeah, didn't really land. In DLC, the story was actually more engaging.
Okay.
But yeah, the payoff at the end was actually pretty cool too. But the only issue I have is it ended on a cliffhanger, and it doesn't seem like they're going to make a second game. Which is kind of sad, because it feels like they finally got it right, and then they just stopped.
Well, that's disappointing.
Square Enix has issues.
Yeah.
But yeah, the most surprising award comes for this game, because I didn't vibe with base game. I saw the potential, but World Slayer absolutely knocked it out of the park gameplay wise.
Surprising that you get the expansion if you didn't vibe with the base game. I'm not like that. If I don't like the base game, then I'm out of the question. Like, not.
I like giving games a second shot if I hear good things.
I mean, if this expansion has basically changed the gameplay as well,
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I
it's
guess. Yeah.
yeah.
And it's not really the same game anymore.
Mhm. Like it still has like the cover system and the skills, but I do feel like they vibe better with each other.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, but
Um,
like the thing is with some classes like Devastator, you no longer need the cover system, so it feels so good.
Yeah. This is a strange. Oh.
yeah.
This is a strange contrast to me because I think like the only reason why I would get expansion and DLC for anything is if I really love the base. Because otherwise, I'm like, why would I do that? Like, if I don't like the base game, then. But I guess if it like super changes the game, then maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then second
It's like-
chances, yeah.
Yeah, I like giving games such second chance, and I will go back on my word if I feel like I was wrong the first time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But like, yeah, I also,
Mm-hmm.
like looter shooter games, and I was looking for more to do as well.
Okay.
Because
Gotcha.
like with Warframe, like it's kind of my go-to game for like casual play. Like I know I have 3,000 hours in the game, but like I am casual, I promise.
Seems legit.
And Destiny, I only play for PvP now. So, needed something to grind randomly.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah. So those were our most surprising picks. It was a game that blew us away. Either no expectations or exceeded
I had
expectations.
no expectations about Marvel Snap. I was
Oh, me
expecting
neither.
the worst.
Expecting
I know,
the worst,
it's,
and I think got the best of what it could have been, which is what it is.
Yeah, literally.
Which is yeah.
Yeah, literally. I mean,
And Outriders completely improved, and Tunic just gave Alex Legend of Zelda nostalgia.
Legend of Zelda vibes.
Yes.
we're always on the lookout.
Yes. Now, in a very stark contrast to that, our next category is the most underwhelming game of the year. So
I definitely know what I picked for this one.
I think everyone remembers what they picked.
I didn't remember anything.
So this
I'm
is
curious.
for a game that surprised us the most in a negative way. It could be with either gameplay, story, or audiovisual presentation that did not meet any expectations. So yeah, let's go over. Aha.
Oh,
Oh.
alright.
So my disappointment is
Alright.
immeasurable and my day is ruined. But yeah, very, very different picks. I was very surprised. Actually, I actually didn't know what anyone's picks was going to be. But
No agreement at all, but I guess we
Very
play
cool.
very different games.
I mean,
sometimes.
none of us have
Yeah.
really, I think, gone
Yeah.
into any of them.
Yeah, like the only one I would have been like even considering would be Callisto Protocol, but I didn't even buy the game after all the reviews.
I looked
Yeah.
into it. I didn't buy or play the game, but I looked into it a lot, and like, it's just, it sucked. It sucks it that it failed. But
I mean, you compare it to how Dead Space is doing. I remember people seem to think that Callisto Protocol was going to be really good and Dead Space was going to suck. It's completely the other way around.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. And Callisto, yeah. So I guess I'm going first. So Callisto Protocol, just I was actually kind of hyped for it. Never played a Dead Space game really. I played a bit of 2, but like when I saw Callisto Protocol and it says is this like the same creator, the same devs for Dead Space, right? And
Some of them.
some of
Yeah.
them, the main head definitely was, who's like leading the project, and it just like it looked like, okay, it's like Dead Space, but they're gonna do like a cool twist on it or something to make it a bit more unique, even though the gameplay and stuff looks similar to it. But people, praise Dead Space already enough. I'm like, that's not necessarily a bad thing either. But when it came out, and I was actually, really looking into like, oh yeah, I'll definitely get this game. And what everyone said about it is just, and what I saw and the complaints, and I was really, really, disappointed that something that was not, like they can't mess this up, to they messed it up horribly.
Oh boy.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like, I don't know, there's not really even an entity to blame, really. Like it's just just sucked.
It like so far from everything I've seen, it doesn't even feel like a survival horror. It's more like a horror action game.
I would have been okay with that. I just wanted to, I didn't think it would be this bad. Like, how people are talking about
I
it.
hear that it looks really good.
I'm sure it looks beautiful.
It's the only
but-
Probably
thing
like
I've
the
heard.
only thing good though.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just one part of everything. Don't judge a book by its cover,
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
except the other way around.
Yeah, so this for me was definitely the most underwhelming. And yeah, just couldn't bring myself to buy the game and try it myself. I just looked into it a lot and be like, well, shit.
Maybe in a couple years when it's like $5 and all that.
No, I think I'll
Give it a
just be
try.
on Dead Space then. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim? Arceus?
Yeah, I mean, again, it was underwhelming, so, what do I even say about it?
What
This
was
actually
your...
surprises me because I heard so many good things about it.
Well, it's an interesting game, and Pokemon's an interesting franchise, right?
Mhm.
The issue I have with Arceus is that clearly this is like the first new thing they've done in the franchise since arguably the very first games came out, right?
Mhm.
It's the first new major change they've made, and
Mhm.
I appreciate what they were trying to do. I enjoyed what little I played, and to be honest, it just the issue with it is that it feels like a prototype of a much better game, and I don't think they should have released it like this. There's so many good ideas in this game that are just trapped because they didn't think to sort of finish the game off. And to me, Pokemon has been for a while now just a massive disappointment, and this sort of continues that. I think particularly in this game in particular, because I think people were expecting to a certain degree the change they were going to make. But yeah, I mean, I sort of obviously Scarlet and Violet came out as well, and I haven't even touched those. Just because this game has kind of put me out on Pokemon, I'm sort of done now.
I haven't played Pokemon since like the Sapphire and Ruby remake.
Yeah, they were definitely like gonna sound like an old guy now, but there was definitely days when it was like, an actual proper good game. And I think when you look at what they've done with like Zelda or like other Nintendo franchises, it's kind of disappointing to see where Pokemon has just sort of stayed here.
Mhm.
So I
think
mean,
they're following
Arceus is like, yeah.
You go.
I mean, Arceus is just. I mean, it's got so many neat ideas, and it's just, it just needed a bit more to actually like, finalize it. I don't know if this studio behind it needs help. I think they probably need help with it. It's just, Pokemon's such a huge thing, and it's got so many fans, and you just expect that, the games would actually match up. But,
Yeah. Unfortunately, it just doesn't feel like it actually has done anything. So,
Yeah. I mean, there is a focus in this game. It's more about like catching Pokemon. There's like new ideas about how you can fill out the Pokedex, which is really cool.
Mhm.
And obviously, there's some of the open world stuff is really, it's well done. I like the ideas. It's just that,
Execution not so
you guys, you guys just need to get some actual help from more people to actually make a proper game now. It's
Mhm.
because it's just sad to have it this way. Yeah.
Well,
I was enjoying myself, which is bizarre, but it's just sort of in the back of my head that.
well,
Fair enough.
yeah. Well, I guess next, Alex.
Yeah, I want to hear about this because I thought you were quite hyped for this before.
That's
It was.
Oh boy.
And I
I
remember
was.
I remember
Uh-huh.
hearing a few friends talking about this as well, and they were actually happy with how it turned out.
Well, okay. So wait, let me get some context.
yes.
So
Yeah.
I grew up playing a lot of Harvest Moon games, which they're
Mhm.
now called Story of Seasons, which are like all farming sims.
Right.
And Rune
Yeah.
Factory is from the same company or the same creator, not sure. But it's basically Harvest Moon, but with like a fantasy aspect. So you get to tame monsters, you get to fight monsters. There's like an actual storyline. And in Harvest Moon games, it's just like, oh, build your farm and then marry someone if you like and go explore. But in Rune Factory, there's actually a storyline. So you have the main character who always wakes up with amnesia, and then you have to go figure out what happened and stuff like that. And before this came out, I was actually playing Rune Factory 4 a lot on my Switch. And I really loved that game. I had a lot of fun playing it. And I was really hyped about this when it came out, because I was like, oh yeah, I can play a different one and have like a new story, but like the same sort of like vibe within the game. But it runs horribly on the Switch. Like,
boy.
the graphics
Oh,
are
no.
so freaking bad. Like, I have to turn on different settings when I play it handheld versus when I play it on my TV because of like the rendering of the environment. It's just really bad. It's very laggy. It doesn't load fast. Everything's very tedious. The characters aren't that exciting. They have like very repetitive voice like lines and stuff. So like I like the part where you go and find a cute boy or girl to marry, and then you go marry them and you have a little farm. That's my favorite part of these games, right? But all the characters are so bland and blah. Sorry, I'm calm. I'm calm.
No, don't worry.
It's okay. This is entertaining.
This
It's
is
fine.
no, this is a safe space. Go.
Okay, thank you. I just like, I don't know. I think my biggest problem with the game is just how badly it runs on the Switch. It's just, it just doesn't work. The game, the loading time is so long. The fact that nothing renders properly, and like, you have to change all these settings because otherwise you can't even properly play the game if you're playing it handheld or on your television. That like, that's not supposed to be a thing. You're supposed to just be able to play a game without having to change every time you switch from whatever you're doing. And it really hindered my enjoyance of the game, even though I was liking it in the beginning. Like, I thought it was fine. But also, the storyline's very fast-paced. Because basically, you can play, like, story quests or you can play, like, side quests where you, like, grow a certain crop for a person. But you have to play the main story to be able to enjoy the rest of the game. But the main story is very fast-paced and, like, you don't really get to enjoy it. It's too, like, oh, let's go there, then let's go there, then let's go there, and not like, oh, I'm gonna be here for a second, and I'm gonna enjoy this, and then I'm gonna go there. No, it's, like, very fast, and just everything. I was just so hyped about this game, and everything was disappointing. I played it since, like, May, because I was like, it's annoying. But yeah,
I definitely
Rune Factory
feel
4 is great.
Oh, I'm sorry you have to go through that. So it sounds like, so does this game run well on other platforms, other ports?
I don't know, actually, because
I'm
it
looking
came
up
out.
on Steam, and it seems the reviews are pretty positive.
Yeah, I think it just wasn't a good match with the Switch.
Yeah.
And it came out on the Switch first. And then it came
Yeah.
out on
Oh.
Steam after.
That's weird.
So, like,
Yeah.
it's just a-
I have to say though, I feel like most games this like at this point don't run well on the Switch because the Switch is like
This- yeah.
phone level of weak.
it is
Like,
true.
I'm pretty sure my phone is stronger than the Switch at this point.
I think
Yeah,
so,
just the thing
actually.
is, Rune Factory is like a Nintendo exclusive. So like the fact that it's on Steam now, that usually doesn't happen for these games.
Mhm.
And and this is the first game where you don't have the top-down perspective, but you just play
Yeah.
from a third-person perspective. So I just had high hopes because I'm gonna catch some monsters and fight some monsters, not top-down. That's pretty cool, but it's just
Yeah,
not
to be
great.
to be fair, Switch is fine as long as you develop properly for it, right? But
Yeah.
it's just like these days, because games are getting a bit more advanced, it's like trickier and trickier to put the effort in, and I feel like
Mhm.
fewer companies actually bother.
Like even
For
Witcher
sure.
3, they had to
Yeah.
downgrade it to make it run on Switch.
I mean, they downgrade it, but then it works.
It works.
Just you have to pay real attention to
But
it.
the fact
And
they
I
had
think less people
to
are willing to do that.
But the fact they had to downgrade such an old game as well to be able to run on the Switch is kind of like,
Right.
To be fair, Witcher is having its own problems at the high end now. I don't know if you guys seen the. They released some sort of next gen update for it, and apparently it's
oh no.
super performance heavy.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
On
Oh,
your point,
actually, I do have a positive point about this game, which I thought was very cool.
interesting.
Is in the previous games you could only do like straight couples, so you could only marry a guy if you were playing as a girl and vice versa. But in this game you can actually marry whatever, just whoever, which I
Oh.
thought was very
Hell yeah.
cool. So that was actually
I
also
feel
very
like
nice.
that's like, you said so many bad things about it. That's like the bare minimum, which is like I can say
Nothing-
this
nothing-
one nice thing about it.
And the character design is nice, like that, like the flat like drawings, not the 3D ones. Those look horrible.
Oh no.
I
it's so
mean,
weird to me that it runs badly. It's a farming sim. It shouldn't be that difficult. I mean,
I know! It's weird.
on.
It's so weird. Like, there's some places where it's just super laggy, and then I would Google why it'd be so laggy, and no one knows. No one knows why it's so laggy. It's ridiculous.
No.
yeah, I mean, you know what? Just get a Steam Deck and run it with that. I bet it runs
Whoa.
better.
Tim, what's going
Oh,
on on
God.
your end?
What was that?
Yeah.
Sorry?
We heard sirens
What's
on
up?
your end.
Oh no, I live near main road, so you know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I thought that was in your house. It was so
No,
loud.
no.
Like, I was like,
Yeah.
is your house
I
burning
thought it was like, FBI, open up!
Just London things.
It's London.
Amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, I think Gun. Let's go on with yours.
Context. I'm a big fan of Dynasty Warriors ever since I was a kid. I've been playing since the first game, I think, and it's the 9th game now. And my favorite spin-offs of each game has always been the Empires game, where you actually have a strategy component as well as the mindless combat component. But like, when it comes to it, in the previous games on higher difficulties, you actually had to think when it comes to like the combat, right? You had access to different moves, following different like command sets, like and you had light attack and heavy attack, and then like using them in different combinations give you different attacks, right? And they changed it in this game. They actually tried it previously in the 6th game, and no one liked it, so they went back to it in 7. And now they're doing it again in 9 for some fucking reason.
Why would they do that?
I don't
That's
know,
so
but
dumb.
it's also a fucking mistake, and it's a fucking travesty. And they also went open world with the main game, which, you know, not relevant to this game, but yes. So the Empires aspect as well, strategy is very simple, and it sucks. Like, realistically, you get a grappling hook, you go over the wall and go assassinate the boss, or like the ruler or whatever, and that's it. Like there's no sieging, there's no like setting up your own territory, nothing.
Oh boy.
Character creation also sucks ass.
Oh, so this is
That's the fun part.
Exactly. that is the reason I love the spin-offs. I like Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires was great. Dynasty Warriors 6 Empires was okay. The combat was bad, but the actual strategy part was good. 7 was the best of both worlds, and 8 was great combat-wise, but strategy not so much. And 9 the strategy was trash, the gameplay was trash, and the visuals look bland as shit. I have nothing good to say about this fucking game.
Oh boy. You know, I think it's always worse when they hit the childhood franchises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, like, Koei Tecmo has been doing well on other games, but like,
Uh-huh.
and like fucking like the Dynasty or the Zelda Warriors game was great. The Fire Emblem Warriors game was great. Why is the main series game shit?
Who
I'm
knows?
just so upset about it. Literally, I stood up
honestly,
because
yeah.
this bothers me.
Yeah. You know what it is playing. You know what's like playing Pokemon these days. If you're like a fan in the old days, you know what it's like. It's like, you know, you just come back to your hometown and you just found out like the old guy who ran the corner shop just died. It's literally that vibe.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's literally the vibe you get. It's like, oh man, this is just. You know, at the same time, there's like on a certain level, it's like I don't know what I was expecting. Like, of course, but also like, god damn it,
Mm.
you know, and it's like a bummer.
Yeah, it bums you out.
Yeah, you're just like,
So I'm just gonna move back up. Yeah, so I think everyone felt pretty strongly on their cases. Tim, I feel like, was the least harsh on his.
well, I mean, it's difficult because I think you know, like I said, there's good stuff in there that I liked. It's just
Yeah.
that-
No, it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, huh, kind of interesting.
No, you're just nice. That's good.
You're the least harsh, and I think Alex was the most harsh, and then Gun second harshest.
I mean, with Alex though, it's like a really bad Switch port. So like, what are you gonna do? Like, even
But it was made for the Switch. I don't get it.
Oh man.
How does this
Yeah.
happen?
Let's hope
Yeah.
Zelda doesn't turn out like that.
Oh my god! Do not even. Do
Don't.
not
I mean,
even say
it's
that.
I don't think it
it's
will.
Zelda. I don't think they're gonna let it be bad.
No, they freaking better not.
I used to say that about Pokemon, to be fair.
All right, I think we're gonna hear.
I mean, Pokemon hasn't evolved since the first game, though. Like until Arceus.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like, okay, it's the same and it's not going to be bad. I think.
I'm imagining right now that the darkest timeline is gonna be when Alex puts Tears of the Kingdom in her most underwhelming category.
I really hope that doesn't happen next year.
That's the darkest timeline. The darkest timeline.
Oh my god, yes.
You'll see a whole
wait.
new
No,
side.
no,
of
no,
Alex.
no, no, no. I think darkest timeline would be if it was the game I forgot about.
Oh,
Oh, it hurt you that
I think
much.
that's worse than being the yeah.
It could be PTSD. You don't even like thinking about it. Oh my
And
god.
I don't think that's possible with a game that is as
Yeah,
popular as The Legend of Zelda.
yeah.
Like, I don't think I could escape from it if I even tried, if I wanted to try it.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Like all the accounts I follow on Instagram, and like all my Twitter timeline would just be all just Zelda.
Okay, well, so moving on from the most underwhelming games, you know, that, you know, hurt us, disappointed us. We're gonna look forward.
just kind of generally, just kind of meh.
Yeah, no, well, you were just meh. Yes, everyone was just like, ah, this hurts. You know, but we're gonna look forward to the next category, which hurts us in a nicer way. This is
Oh, boy.
the best narrative in a game. So this, you know, like for a game that did the best story, either it made you feel things or you just had really good fun with it, whatever aspect of a story you appreciate, you know, this is what it's the best at. So yeah, let's get into this. So
Still a better love story than Twilight.
Alex, you want to go first?
Maybe this is because I haven't finished the game yet. I
Maybe.
might have put it in there if I had.
Maybe.
I thought about it and then I was like, I haven't finished the game yet, so I don't feel like I could.
To be fair, I also thought about my pick.
I think I was just biased with God of War, but I very much do like God of War.
For mine, it just wins by default.
Yeah.
Like I'll explain more later, but like yeah.
I mean, but Alex, I think you should go first.
Yeah.
Well, I think at this point we all know that I love this game.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I just think that they made so many, like they really built on the story of the first game, and they improved it a lot. I feel like in the first game the story was about Aloy and like how she has a sole responsibility to fix all these things, and I kind of thought that was where the game was going when I started playing Forbidden West. But then you kind of go through her story of like finding new people that she can trust and like finding out where she's from and finding out all these other things that we just didn't know about the world and about what Zero Dawn is and stuff like that. And I just thought they did that so well with like all the different tribes and all the different areas, and I don't know. I really love the story. It's so good. And like, I don't know. It also makes me sad to think of like how the world like died. People were trying to save it. And just, I don't know. It's like a very weird combination of being very sad about the fate of the people that died long ago and the fate of the people now, and like you need to save people, and just going through this journey with Aloy.
Oh yeah.
And like finding, just I don't know.
I will say the lore in Forbidden West was a lot more. What's the word? There's just a lot more lore building in Forbidden West that if you explore enough, you find out new things, and that was very cool, for sure.
Yeah. And it's just so cool to see how all these different tribes have grown into what they are, not today, but in the game, based on like the information you could find of all the people of the old world, and like how that impacted all these tribes differently. And
yeah, there's a tribe in there that I remember. I forgot what they're called, so I'm just gonna call them the Top Gun tribe. If you know which one I'm talking about.
Really?
The Tenakth. The Tenakth.
Are they the Tenakth? Because then they have like an aviator. They have like the general names as well as like they use
the Tenakth. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because you gotta get black boxes to this tribe, and it's just cool how they adapted. Like they took the concept from the past, which is kind of like our present, and turned it into this like responsibility, a role of responsibility in like spiritually, rather than like serving a military or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just I don't know. I just think the combination of this world is this old world died, but this new world is thriving under like a whole different way of living. It's so interesting to me how that happens. Just tribes and communities and people, how they like develop this sort of way of living based on just what they can find and what they know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was so well done, and just I like how Aloy goes from I can do this all by myself, I don't need any help, to like trusting all these people and like finding a team and being less independent and more like dependent on other people. I just thought that was so well done.
Oh, that reminds
I do.
me.
Yeah.
Sorry. It was not Aloy's sassiness that annoyed me. It was her like stubborn attitude of being I can do this alone that annoyed me.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I thought was annoying at the beginning of the game, because I was scared they were gonna do the whole thing where like she has to save the world by herself again,
Yeah.
and I was like, are they really gonna do that again? Like, I do not appreciate like she's running away from her friends to do it by herself, and I'm like, no, that's not how it works. And all the movies and everything, you find your family, your found family, you go and do it together, and then they change it. So I was very relieved that happened.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
like her better at the end, for sure. And yeah, the story does a good job of that. So.
I think there's a certain, what I liked about it, I think, is that obviously if you've played the first game, I think part of what really drew me to the first game was that this fact that the story is very consistently interesting, and you're always wanting to find out the next piece of the puzzle, and you always want to find, what's next on this journey. I think Forbidden West, it does that really well. There's always like something leading you forward. I was always interested in seeing what comes next.
Yeah.
Because there was always something interesting in the main missions, particularly. There's always something interesting, something new, something new to see, something new to experience, something new to find out.
Yeah.
And I think what the game reflects really well is that in the first game you had Aloy learning a lot about like herself and learning how to be, learning exactly who she is, and drawing inspiration from obviously the old world and that sort of thing. But I think in this game, what's really cool is that what she sort of figures out is that other people, in their own way, can sort of appreciate that, and they've learned from the old world as well. Particularly with the Tanakh, they've learned and taken away stuff in a sort of different way.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more, I think she sort of learns to appreciate, the burden. Because of that, the burden, she can share it. It doesn't have to be on her alone.
Yeah.
So I did like that.
I do find it interesting that the Forbidden West thought to be so like savage and all that. I feel like they adapted the past more nobly than the first civilization you're in.
Yeah. But I think they also had more of an understanding, whereas in the first game,
Mhm.
it was very much,
No one really knew.
even for the
anything.
tribe, it was a mystery. Like,
Yeah.
the Nora didn't really understand what was in their mountain.
Yeah.
Like, they had built a tribe around, like,
Yeah.
mysticism and superstition and stuff, whereas the Tanakh really
Like they
built like
research.
their warrior tribe and like
Mhm.
strength and stuff on what they saw.
Oh, that is true, and I really thought of it that way. That you're in the first game, all the tribes take it in this really mystical way, while the Tanakh and the rest in the Forbidden West are very much more like, oh, we looked into it, and we kind of know how it works, and this is how we understand it.
Yeah, it's part of like our life, and we don't
Yeah,
shun it. We accept that this is part of like
our history.
our way of living and our history, and the Nora are like, oh, you're not allowed to go into the mountain. You can't, and you're not allowed to leave the lands because then you will get punished. And the Karja are like, oh, son, yes, son, woo, son. whereas the Tanakh really,
Yeah.
they have it as like they have it in their way of living, and the Utaru too. Like they use the machines to help themselves to like have a better life and stuff.
Utaru
I
is
don't know.
very much feels more spiritual, but still in a way where it's very much like, oh, if we take care of these, they'll take care of us.
Yeah.
And they know also they look into, like, it's not so mystical, it's just more like faith. And it's good
Yeah.
faith.
Yeah. It's not like built on
Yeah.
superstition
Yeah.
as much.
So yeah, now that you point that out, I never really thought of it that way, but that is very cool.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
there is like, going back to what I was saying, I think, she learns a little bit. Well, she learns a lot from everybody she comes across, which is nice to see. Like,
Mhm.
I think like with the Utara in particular, it's sort of like obviously the part of the reason why is that she doesn't want to lose the world that was made,
Mhm.
and I think she sort of, by visiting them, she sort of sees that other people see it in a sort of similar way that she does. That it's
Right.
like beautiful, strangely,
Mhm.
and obviously and the Tanakh, obviously they base their stuff on like the holograms and stuff,
Mhm.
and obviously it's a bit skewed what they get. But obviously they've taken away, that they have a duty. There's such things as honor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That I
Mhm.
think that's and bravery, and that's so they take something from that as well, and I think that's kind of cool.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
God. Yeah. I don't think that there's.
Yeah, that
I can't
I
exactly
said a
contribute.
lot.
Yeah.
I said
So
a lot about this game, but yeah, it's a great game. The narrative is
and
great.
yeah. Well, definitely made me appreciate the narrative more. Uh, but no,
Yay.
yeah. I guess to move on. My pick, as is the same for Tim and Gunn, it seems, is God of War Ragnarok. And yeah, I mean, for me, I guess I'll just sum it up. For me, I just like the character focus, and a lot of games that has, it's driven by character a lot is what I'm biased towards. And that's part of why I think Last of Us I appreciate it a lot. So this is kind of for the same reasons as that. Uh, it has a large cast, but I feel like it does falter sometimes. However, most times I think they handle it really well. Being a large cast and doing what they're doing, it's like that can get really complicated really fast, but I believe they handled it pretty well. And yeah, just how you start, how you end, uh, and I won't say anything about the ending actually. Um,
Yeah, better not. Alex not played it. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I just think everyone plays their part and they play it well. And
Yeah.
there's some aspects that just it's like not everything is about you, even though the whole direction is just focused on Kratos and Atreus. You still understand that it's not about you. It's these other people have their own shit going on, and they have their own beliefs, own perspectives, which doesn't center around you, which I think is kind of a to make them feel more real. It just works really well. Um, yeah, it's just I just really like it a lot.
I for me it's mostly the same, but it honestly I do have issues with some of the
So do
like
I, to be fair.
No, there are
Hmm?
issues. Yeah.
There
Yeah,
is.
but
You see-
no, like
yeah.
nothing absolutely major.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like like for me it basically does win by default because my other two possible picks were Destiny, surprisingly, and Elden Ring. And like Destiny felt too predictable for the current, like with the new expansion pack,
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't pick it. And Elden Ring felt more passive storytelling using lore and like all that stuff rather than actual narrative.
Mm.
Most of the stuff you get is just quest givers talking to you. So,
Right.
you know. But yeah, God of War kind of ended up winning by default.
Mm. Tim?
Yeah, I would just say I was sort of flip flopping. This was my last minute flip flop yesterday between Horizon and God of War. I mean, I think Horizon is it's fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
and I agree absolutely with everything you guys said about it. God of War just edges it out for me, I think. Because what I found about God of War, despite its many issues, story wise, I think it's just very, very impressive and very, very consistent. So it feels very effortless at the pace it sort of goes at. So from the beginning to the end, it just carries you forward through, set piece after set piece after set piece. And it hits story beat after story beat after story beat. And it just, I think it almost never misses. And that's very, very impressive to me.
Mhm.
At the end of God of War 2018, I was genuinely wondering, how much further they can take the story. Like, where can they go after this? And I think they chose a direction that was very intelligent. I think it was very respectful of the mythology and the folklore. But they adapted it in a very clever way where they can sort of add nuance and add twists. And I think, that was very impressive to me. It's also, I was just very impressed that it keeps going and going and going. It just very rarely misses when out of what it's trying to do. So
Yeah. I do really like the mythology in it too. I'm also a bit biased with Greek mythology. Is something I was been a fan of, and how it works. How they used his ties to that as well. Just bringing it back. Just you feel kind of cool when that happens, and it's just I just the story is just the issues. I wouldn't say I have any like too much issues, but overall I think is a pretty solid story. It's very much a sequel too. Like
that is true.
It's very much like a sequel, like, and I think it flows off of the last game very smoothly. That you can play it as like Torrentine and Ragnarok. You can play it as one game. I think just a really really long game.
I think it is very it is. I have issues with it. First of all, which is cast is a tad too crowded. I think maybe
a tad.
There's a few characters a bit.
Yeah.
But I think that's because you play as Atreus, and obviously there's a whole cast of characters on that side as well that you have to deal with.
Yeah. I'm gonna
also the tone. I find the tone a bit odd sometimes. It's just a bit.
The tone.
I have to say though, it feels like the tone does whiplash a lot.
Yeah.
It tries to be funny, but sometimes it tries to be funny in like the most like serious of moments.
Yeah. This is what I have. This is why I stopped. This is what I was going to say actually, because I have the reason why I had issues with the tone is I felt the tone was almost like Marvel in nature. It's almost like MCU like.
I thought the humor, well, up until like where I've gotten, I do think the humor is pretty funny.
It's funny,
but I haven't played a lot of the game, obviously, so I can't really add anything else besides that.
No, the humor is good. It's just the moments
that they use the humor.
Yeah. But
it's just like to me, what it feels like is that it's when you're using humor in the wrong moments, it's like there's like a fear there of being made fun of, that you're taking yourself too seriously. And I do feel like in this game, like there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you want to be taken seriously, and I feel like you should be.
Yeah.
Like
especially considering the circumstances.
Yeah, considering the circumstances, considering what's happening, considering what's going on with your characters, and considering characters like Kratos, and like it just seems like okay, well.
Yeah, I would just say the humor is good, but you would just be like, oh, but I wish they didn't do it that way, or like I don't know, just it's good humor, but you rather had preferred they went a different direction with it.
Yep.
Right?
It's just more that I think they could have found a better balance.
A better balance.
I think.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah. So boom.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean those are our best picks.
You get here for story games, I feel.
I am curious though, if Alex finishes God of War Ragnarok, will she pick Ragnarok? And then would it have been a unanimous one?
Who knows? I'll let you know when I finish it.
Who knows? I'll let you know.
I mean, honestly, I was kind of like I'm still kind of flip flopping, to be honest.
It's a tricky one, that one, when it comes to story. I do feel like they wrapped up really quickly as well.
Like the thing is, I think it had a really strong start and end Ragnarok, but like the middle part kind of flounders a bit.
I mean, Tim and I did all the side quest stuff too, so we had I would say there's a lot of
Yeah.
like content to fill the middle, which is really kind.
Mhm.
It's a good sized game.
It's a good meal.
It's like very nicely.
It's a good
it's- yeah.
meal. A nice buffet.
I am sorry, I'm not the type to do side quests.
It's okay.
I mean, I think obviously, this Horizon is huge, but I didn't have a problem with that because obviously, whenever you try to do one of their like side activities, they always put a nice spin on it, which I liked.
Right.
Mhm.
Like when you do the tall necks, each one is like a different puzzle. I love that.
Yeah.
Same with the cauldrons; it's like different every time. So I'm kind of like I do that matters when they
Well-
change it.
Yeah, but the one thing problem I had was that the map was so freaking large and it's hard
Yeah.
to get around.
Yeah.
So that was one problem I had with
I mean,
Forbidden
once
West, where I was like,
you, yeah, Forbidden West, once you have like the fast travel, it's easier, but to get
Yeah.
to the fast travel points to unlock it, it's like, at some point you're like, ah.
yeah, exactly.
Mm. Yeah, so those are our best narrative picks. The next one we have is called Games for Impact. To be clear, this is not a game that has, say, impacted the industry in some positive way or something. This is literally impact, as in, like something that happened to you in a game that just was a huge oof moment. Like, eesh, but that hurt. So I don't care what unit it's from, that's gotta hurt. Biggest L or oof moment. Yeah, so let's see.
I didn't know what to pick for this, yo. I was like, whoa, what do I pick?
I wanted to put Horizon for this because there's a few of moments in that. But I think
Yeah.
there's
Same,
one in
but then
particular.
But there's like, because I've been playing God of War for the past like week.
Mhm.
Those are just like fresher in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, Alo doesn't really get like super badly hurt unless you do
No.
something really stupid. So
All right, but what are your guys's?
Yeah.
What are you both of your guys's moments, you and Alex, in God of War?
I don't know. It's just a general vibe that Kratos seems to like. Even the opening, he gets like pretty beat up.
Get wrecked. I mean, I think it's mainly just that I die so much.
So
Like,
just-
I keep dying, and I don't understand why. Well, I do understand why. Okay, I know why. But but I just die all the freaking time.
Yeah.
There's been a few moments where I have refused to continue playing just because I couldn't defeat
Oh no!
a mini boss.
Are you upgraded?
Yeah.
You're
I
doing all
am.
the side stuff.
To be fair, though, it is difficult to actually do the upgrades.
I know.
It's a
No, I
pain
mean,
that
if you're
UI.
doing all the side stuff as you're going along, you pick up quite a few.
Yeah, I am. I just sometimes I don't know what the frick my
So it's
my-
purely skill based.
yeah, what the hell I'm
Okay.
doing.
If you're not doing side quests though, the middle of the game is the most pain I've had in a long time.
Oh no, I love doing side quests.
Perfect.
That's why I love open world games. I
Mm.
just go and just explore everything. So
I think that's why Tim and I didn't have much issues with the balancing because we did the side quests.
Mhm.
There's a lot of story
I
stuff.
have like crippling. I have crippling
Mm.
FOMO, so that's why.
Mhm.
I do too. That's why I can never finish a
Same.
game like Witcher 3.
Oh,
I
well,
just can't. There's too much shit to do.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I will do a blind playthrough. I don't care what I miss, and then I'll go through again and get the shit I didn't get.
No, I'm kidding. Yes, I could see why some people would do that. But Tim, so your general oof moment was just Kratos?
Well, I mean, like let's put. We haven't spoken about this much.
No.
I think because God of War has a lot of boss fights,
Yes.
and
Is
in those
this-
boss fights, it's either Kratos So I think Kratos getting his ass beat, or it's the boss, and it's just like tons of those moments where you're just like, oh.
I think I have a biggest oof moment from God of War.
Go.
It's when at the very beginning when you fight Thor
Oh yeah.
with the hammer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you literally die.
Yeah, it game overs you, and then he brings you back to life because he doesn't
Oh,
want to
yeah,
stop
yeah.
fighting.
That was so cool though. That is cool.
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
sure
that
that
was-
like you
that was
can't
a
even
cool
avoid
moment.
that too.
No, you can't.
Cause it goes to like the death screen, but not completely. So you're like, oh wait, what's happening? And then it's like, no, not yet.
Oh man.
Yeah, but
I mean, that just brings me back to that game's number one missed opportunity, which I won't discuss because Alex hasn't finished. So.
all right. But yeah, so me and Gun. Well, I have a clip.
You go first.
I have a clip for mine. Because someone clipped it.
He's got a clip.
Punk. I
Oh,
think
boy.
Punk clipped it when I was streaming it.
Yeah, I was there. I was there for this moment.
Yeah.
Let
Well,
me,
now we gotta see it.
let me find it real quick. But basically, it was, I think I was fighting Godric, was it?
Godric the Grafted. This is
Godric
right
the
before the like pretty moment I talked about.
Yeah, this is when we were entering the castle, right?
This is at the very end of the castle once you've gone
Yeah.
through everything.
Yeah. So basically what happened in this, hear myself. There's where is it? Okay. While I look for this, Gun, do you want to explain yours?
All right. Tarun won't have seen this yet, but the words "I am Melania, Blade of Mikola" is the
I've
set
heard
of
this.
words that gives me fucking emotional damage. Right? Okay, because she says it every time she kills you. And I getting my ass beat by a blind lady missing 3 limbs and has a rotting body is just. But also, she's the hardest boss in the game.
I mean,
But yeah,
if it's the hardest boss in the game, like, that's fair enough, though.
yes, but the specific the specific that I'm thinking about is actually on my second playthrough that was off stream. My original playthrough, I actually beat her within like about an hour, which is, I think, relatively normal. And but my subsequent
God.
playthroughs, I was playing with a paladin build, and so my build had less damage, and my level was about 30 levels under leveled.
Oh boy.
And I spent about 15 hours bashing my head against this woman until she died.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
It was pain.
So, I found my clip.
Good job.
Yeah. So this is how it's how it kind of. I hope it. I'll just transition over one sec.
Mhm.
All right. So here's a
Alright.
clip, and yeah. All right. I'll just play. Ah! Oh no! Oh my
Just running
god!
away? That's how you do it?
No, I fell.
Oh.
No.
And I, by the way, this is like the second run he did,
Yeah.
and the first time he got super close, and he got too aggressive, so he died.
Oh.
Second time, he started playing more passively and running away, and this is what happened. And then I think the next like
no.
hour and a half,
Oh, boy.
he did not get this close
Yeah.
Okay.
for
Let me-
for a
let me-
while.
Let me switch back real quick.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
To be
so,
fair, I would have chosen a different game, but that didn't get released last year.
Yeah. So mine it was pretty hurtful because Yeah, I was doing pretty well. Like you saw, the health bar was pretty
Yeah,
low
he
too.
did amazing.
And
Like
then
way better than I did.
and then I didn't realize I was so close to the edge. And I
No, but
rolled.
it just
You ran
happened.
so far too.
It
I
just
was-
happened, and then you were falling.
Yeah. I didn't there wasn't
So
even really an
sad.
animation for it. I just got like clipped. And I was like, oh no. I got stuck on a wall. Yeah, so that hurt
Yeah.
for sure. So that's my oof.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank
See.
you, Punkasy, for clipping that.
Shout out to Punk.
Yeah, shout out to Punk. Yeah. We'll just switch to. So I guess those were our oofs.
Yep.
Our
Biggest
oofs.
oofs, yes.
Biggest oofs. Okay. So the next category is
Mm.
a game is called The One I Forgot About. So this is a game that released in 2022 that we were most interested in playing but didn't actually play, or played a bit and dropped, you know? Just something. Yeah. So let's see what everyone's picks are. Ah.
Oh yeah.
Forgot Ghostwire came out last year. Was that last year?
No, it was this
Shit.
year. March 25th, 2022. Sorry, it's,
Even you
yeah.
forgot about it.
Oh my god.
I thought, like, when I was looking at the list, I was like, oh, I might put Ghostwire here, but I'm sure it came out in 21. Then I was going through the list and I was like, wait a minute.
Honestly, like I actually considered playing Ghostwire because it looked fun.
Oh, I was looking forward to it. I remember when they announced it, I was like, this looks really cool. I'm gonna play this. And
Mhm.
Had a good vibe.
it came to release, and I just forgot that it even came out. And it kind of sucks because I was interested, but I saw some gameplay recently and I was like, I don't know if the gameplay
Oh.
looks too fun. But if people tell me like it's actually really good, then I think I'll give it a shot for sure. But no, it's definitely that just flew under my radar for some reason, even though I was excited for it when they first announced it.
I hear it's a solid 7 out of 10, so
Yeah.
Steam seemed to have given it
Like-
a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I hear it's very mid, but like not in like an offensively bad or good way.
Oh, yeah.
It's very mid, but not in
Yeah.
that way. Just mid.
Like mid in the least offensive way possible.
Yeah. Like, it's alright. But yeah, so that's mine, Ghostwire Tokyo. Like, even Tim forgot it even came out this year, so clearly it's a solid pick.
I just sworn it was the year before.
I just looked it up to make sure because he made me doubt myself, but no, it's definitely this year. Because you and I forgot.
Completely forgot about this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Tim?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, everything still applies. I played this for about 5-6 hours and then just dropped it. And it's every so often I'll power up my Switch and it's on the home screen. It's just there. I'm like, oh yeah, that game.
That game makes
Then I forget about it again. Yeah, I'll forget about it again. So I probably will go back to it at some point, maybe. I say that and I never will.
But it just wasn't like compelling enough to keep bringing you back.
Yeah. I mean, if it was compelling enough to bring me back, then I would go back, right?
You did say it was underwhelming, so.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oof.
Alex?
Actually, this game has been on various like indie showcases.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like in a Nintendo Direct in like 2021, and then it was
I
at
think
one
we
last
saw
year.
this Like I think we saw like a trailer for this too, right?
And like in the Game Awards, I think, and I was so hyped because it looks freaking cool. It's a game about like going back to your grandma's house where you went every summer and like reliving these old memories and like collecting stuff to like remember these memories. And the game looks super pretty. The story looks super interesting, and I was so hyped, and it just disappeared from my mind. Even though I've seen this trailer like 4 times in 4 different like Nintendo Directs, Game Awards,
Wait,
Summer Game Fest
Dorfromantic?
stuff. Yeah.
I have this game.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. It's like it's really chill. You have to put like tiles together and you make
Yeah.
like a nice map. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It looks so cool, and I just forgot about it.
Forgot about
It's a
Even
fun
though
game. I would say I haven't played it a lot though.
I was really hyped about it, and I just didn't register in my mind that it had released.
It's quite chill.
So-
It's quite chill.
But
It's-
to be fair, I think it didn't release that long. When did it release? Okay. It was released in April. I thought it was later in the year. Okay, so the Switch
Lord.
version was released in September.
okay,
That's the second half of the year.
fair enough.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a
So-
fun game. It's really chill. It's not very stressful. You just basically have to like fit like different terrain tiles together.
So cute.
And you can kind of unlock like different sort of aesthetics. It's kind of cool.
So,
If you're looking for a kind of chill game, I think it's not that expensive.
so
Yeah, it's interesting.
Gun, your pick.
Yes. So, Tarun and I and Kohi, one of our coworkers, were actually really hyped for this game. We were gonna play it out, play with Vex, and so we were gonna have a full pre-made 4 team
Yeah.
when the game first came out. And yeah, I was really excited for it. I bought the game because Kohi bought the game because I figured, if one of us bought the game, we're all gonna, play.
Yeah.
And he played it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's really good, but it's really buggy." And I was like, "Huh." So when the game first came out, hopped on the first day, hopped in, and game crashed.
Right.
Oof.
And so
I've heard that though. To be fair, that's
yeah.
what I've heard. It's good but really buggy.
And so what I ended up doing was I went back in. I played like another round, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is pretty fun." It's pretty like it's more pressure than their previous game, which is Vermintide, and I think it's pretty interesting, but stability is too much of an issue. And yeah, I just took a break, and then I never went back, and I might go back at some point. It's fun. It's not a bad game, but and people say its stability is fixed now, but I just haven't gone back.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when it came out, there's some talk of it in the office, and then just nothing.
Yeah, Kohi was talking about it at office
Yeah.
before it released. Actually,
Yeah.
it was during the beta phase,
Yeah, the beta.
like the pre-release phase. I
Yeah.
don't know if I recommend this game.
If they fix it.
I'm just waiting because like it's a more high pressure version than Vermintide.
Yeah, some games you just have to wait, I guess.
Yeah.
Just how it works.
So, I guess everyone just forgot.
Pretty much.
I guess we did.
I guess we just forgot. Yeah, just yeah.
But there's so many games that come out in a year.
Uh-huh.
I just like not even just all the AAA games, but there's a lot of indie games. There's a lot of developers that I follow on Twitter just because I saw a random tweet about their game
Yeah.
that are like coming out and like I don't have the money or the time to play all of these games.
Exactly. Speaking of which, I saw a tweet about a game where you play as a squirrel with a gun, and I don't know what the fuck it is, but it looks really funny.
That sounds cool.
Like literally, you could jump and then shoot the floor to like double jump. That is the most entertaining thing. I have to say.
But can't squirrels jump high in general?
But double jump, you can jump further with
That's
the
true.
gun.
That is true.
All right. So
Right.
the next category we have now is the category called Still Holds Up. So this is just to appreciate games that hadn't come out in 2022 and something that we keep going back to, or a game you picked up this year in the past year, like just if that game holds up to today and you still enjoy it today as much or maybe more than before. So yeah, let's look at it.
What did I pick for this? Oh yeah. Gotcha.
I considered picking Sekiro.
The two, but I picked it up this year. Certified Hit Classic.
Hey.
Yeah. So
I feel like Tyrone's is kind of predictable.
I mean, I did play it again in the last year, and I was like, yeah, Arkham City is still a great game.
I mean, you streamed it for 11 hours, so
I know, right? I was just gonna say that you played it publicly last year.
Yes, and rest in peace to Kevin Conroy. His performance, beautiful. Along with Mark Hamill's Joker, amazing. Their chemistry, as always, peak. Great story, great characters, good open world. It's not too big. It's not not too like small either, like Asylum was. Yeah, and just how the history of Batman just is so well rich in the game, from case files, lore, Easter eggs, whatever. I like it. It's like a complete package of what anyone wants in an Arkham game. Yeah. So that's mine.
Nice.
There's much more to say
Nice.
about the Arkham games because I've never played any of them.
And you're missing out.
And I mean, yeah, but like the thing is, I've never really been a fan of Batman, so like that's kind of why I never played them.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
fair.
Yeah.
But next, who wants to go next?
Let's just go in order.
Okay, Tim.
Yeah. Well, Wildermyth, I've been playing this a lot. So I think
That's the one you recommended this.
Yeah, early this year. Is when I
Yeah, we
recommended
talked
it.
about this. Yeah.
Yeah, so
With
it's sort of
with
like
the turtle, right?
yes, with the turtle. The turtle is now my Steam profile pic. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Oh yeah.
I know. Yeah, it's so for anyone who doesn't know, it's essentially like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's also XCOM. So you have, so all of it's sort of, it's like a fantasy game essentially. So it's like a tactics game. So you have 3 different classes. You have like warriors, you have hunters, and you have like sorcerers. And basically, there's like 5 different story campaigns you can sort of do. Each is like a different enemy. It's like different story beats, and you can sort of customize your heroes, how they look, so what sort of personalities they have. You can sort of take that in into any like a story campaign. So just generally, I've been enjoying this the most over the year. I like to write as a hobby, so this is something that sort of appeals to me a lot. Just the idea that you could sort of generate these sort of stories, and it's sort of different every time. So yeah, I mean, for anyone who's into that sort of thing, I would really recommend this. It gets really wacky sometimes. Like you can throughout your campaign, you encounter like random story events that can happen to your characters.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of what happens during these random events is that your characters can change. They can transform into like. There's a few different ones. They can transform into like animals and stuff like that. They can transform into like living skeletons.
So they can
So
be
this is sort of-
eternal.
Oh.
They can't be a turtle. I don't think turtle's in there. There's like a wolf. There's like a bird. The living skeleton one is the one I remember. There's also one where you can become like a living sort of fire, and it all comes with
Elemental.
like little, yeah, essentially. So yeah, it's just it's also an indie pick, so I just thought, this is something that I've really enjoyed. It came out in 2021, so it's also got some elements of procedural generation, so you can do like random campaigns with random enemies.
Okay.
Your characters also age over time; they can sort of die or retire throughout campaigns. And you can play as their kids. They can sort of fall in love, become rivals, become friends, that sort of thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the best thing about it is if you finish a campaign with certain heroes, you can add your heroes to this thing called Legacy. So what that does is basically saves them, and you can sort of recruit them in later campaigns, or they can sort of show up, or there'll be references to them.
That's pretty cool.
Which is really cool. So it creates this sort of like meta narrative. It's kind of really, really interesting. Yeah, it's just a very nice combination. It's a very clever way of telling a story. And also, customizable heroes is always like a big plus for me. So
I think when you can
I do love
customize
that.
a character, that is the best part of most games.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
agreed.
Except
say,
in Neo 2.
yeah. Oh boy,
I mean,
I will be talking about that.
I feel
I would
like
say
I'm
like
ready
it's
Mhm.
yeah. The combat isn't as deep as XCOM, but I think XCOM is quite deep anyway. So
XCOM can be a bit much, to be honest.
yeah, that's true. I mean, so if you enjoy tactics, you enjoy fantasy, this is like number one on your list, or it should be anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really fantastic.
Okay,
And they're still updating it, so there you go.
okay. And Alex, the Danganronpa series.
Oh, Danganronpa. I love it. I've been playing it. I've been playing I finished. So wait, okay. There's a few games in the Danganronpa series. You have Danganronpa 1, 2, 3, and then another episode. And 1, 2, and another episode are all the same storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And I finished 1 and 2 this year. And I really loved it. It has everything that I want in a game, like in this sort of game. Because I really like puzzle, mystery, like murder mystery games. I really love the Professor Layton series on the DS. And so this game is that, but then with high school students murdering each other, which sounds rough, and it is. But it's just, I don't know. The characters are very eccentric, but very funny, and just the story is very interesting, and the gameplay is fun. You get to like, investigate these murders. You have to actually go into like a trial and like prove to everyone who did it, or else you get killed. And like, I don't know, it's such a good game, and there's so much in it. And there's like an anime, there's 2 anime, and there's like games. I don't know. I just have
love
been
it.
having a fun time. And the publisher of this of Danganronpa is actually releasing a new game as well in 2023, so this year, which I think was also in like a Nintendo Direct, or maybe not in a Nintendo Direct, but Summer Game Fest or something. Was also a trailer for that, which I'm very hyped for, because the art style is very specific as well, and it's so good. It's good. If you like murder mystery, fantasy, investigation games, this is a good game. A good series.
You guys, I picked such a wholesome RPG, and then you're all like, justice, death.
Yeah.
I mean, it still holds up, right? It's not Happy Days.
I
Oh,
have loads
boy.
of other wholesome games that I could recommend. It's just that for this year, that was just my number one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just hear like, oh, guys, my warrior got married to my mage. That's so cute. And you're like, death. It's like, okay.
Well, to be fair, that was what I was hoping for in Rune Factory 5. That didn't
What, no?
happen.
Death?
No, my maid is marrying my farmer,
Oh.
or like, you know.
I'm always happy with a dose of death in my games.
But yeah, Gun, Neo 2.
All right. So y'all know I am a very big Souls-like game fan.
Mm-hmm.
I actually played Neo 1 when it first released, and I actually didn't like it. And so I played it, and I felt like the gameplay was quite unfair, which in my defense, I do feel like it still does a lot of things that are not fair, but you also have a lot of tools that are also not fair to the enemy. So it's kind of a weird, different balance.
Right.
But yeah, so I picked up Neo 2 at Kohi, friend of ours, Kohi, coworker. Kohi recommended it to me, so I tried it again. And Neo 2's difficulty curve is significantly smoother than Neo 1. Neo 1's first few bosses are some of the hardest bosses in the fucking game. Which makes no sense for a game where, like, why would you put all the hard bosses at the start, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I played Neo 2, and the difficulty curve was really good, and the character controls feel absolutely top notch, and it was a little too complex at first, right? I started without actually like really understanding it, but I actually, as of right now, I have 250 hours in the game,
Oh my.
and yeah, I can safely say that now I understand the mechanics, and
Just now. Only
Just
now.
yeah, because like the first like 100 hours I didn't engage with some of the mechanics, and then like
Oh,
50
yeah.
hours later I was like, oh, I'm not engaging with these other mechanics, and then like 50 hours later I'm like, I'm still not engaging with some of the other mechanics,
To be fair,
and there is a lot.
there's a lot of mechanics, and it very much is based on which playstyle you want to go for. But
Yeah, you don't have to engage with all of
Yeah.
them.
it's really cool, but at the same time, it's a little bit of like there's a lot to like look into, see which works for me,
Mhm.
which I think for some people can get pretty tiring, but
It's very overwhelming.
yeah, it is. But I've been playing Neo 2 with Gun and Kohi, and it's been really fun. The gameplay is solid, I'd say, once you start getting a better understanding of it. I am doing amazingly at parrying, which has been a lot of fun.
Yep.
The
And
yokai like transformation is just
it's cool as
it's
fuck, yo.
really fucking cool.
By the way, after playing the first game, they nerfed it, by the way.
Oh, fuck them.
It's actually weaker in the second game, but it still feels quite powerful compared to like
Yeah,
what we usually are.
I still feel like I can go all out.
Yeah, in the first game, it's very abusable and easy to just destroy everything
I see.
with it.
Yeah, but
But
you
yeah.
said you were gonna mention something about the character customization in it.
Yeah, so I think like they let you create your character and like
Yeah.
do whatever, right? But the issue I have with it is that like it actually kind of detracts from the story, because you are a character with a set story, and in all of these cutscenes, you could be talking with like a preset voice, preset face, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be great. The story actually is derived from Sengoku era Japan. It depicts the rise of Hideyoshi Toyotomi, and yeah, you play a specific role of a specific character, and I'm not gonna say who, just for spoiler's sake.
Right.
But they let you make a character, and your character never talks, but you're related to some of the most important characters in that era, and it bothers me that they just decided, oh yeah, let's just have a silent protagonist for this. Like,
Oh, yeah, Neo, she does do that.
yeah.
I played the game, but yeah,
hmm
back in the day, yeah.
Yeah.
It did definitely take a while before it clicked, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been
Yeah.
having a lot of fun with it though.
I can't wait for the next session.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you were talking about character creation and like about the story and stuff, I thought you were gonna say like the fact it's so distracting is because you could like just wear underwear and that is visible in like cutscenes. Like in some games, you can do that, right?
Oh, you can do that in this game. You can do that in
that.
this game.
Okay, I thought you were gonna go that
Yeah.
way with your story.
Nah.
I like
No.
to think I made a pretty cool looking character. So I'm pretty proud of how
He
he
went-
looks
he-
in the cutscenes.
It went max height, max bulk, and like max musculature. Like, that's just to ruin
No,
character
but it's
real.
the
course.
face. It's the face makeup I did with the scar and the
Mhm.
eyes. And it just looks so cool.
It's just reflecting how
Amazing.
you look in real life, mate. By which I mean the insane physique. We all know you're sculpted like a
Wow.
god in real
Oh,
life. It's,
of course,
yeah.
like Thor himself.
Are you talking MCU Thor or God of War?
God of War, God of War. That's real manly. It's real man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just made my VTuber avatar, yo.
All right, so that still holds up.
Mm-hmm.
The next one we have coming is we're gonna look into the future of gaming of 2023. So this is the most anticipated game that you're looking forward to in 2023. So,
Which might have already come out.
well, we'll
Since we're doing this.
see.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
2023 now.
If
Well,
someone, I wonder if anyone put Forspoken.
Sure.
Funny joke, bro. Oh, I just realized I should have
What?
picked, bro. This is Forspoken is the game I was talking about when we were talking about what the biggest oof moment was. Tarun.
Oh, if his biggest oof moment in like
Yeah, the
In
Forspoken
gaming.
actually existing.
Forspoken
Oh, boy.
exists is the biggest oof moment.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
You can do that this year, guys.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, that's true.
But I'm not gonna waste my time talking about it.
We'll
Not
see.
worth considering.
I
now.
I might get Forspoken if it's on sale, and it has to be a really good
Mhm.
sale because the gameplay
Mhm.
still looks fun. But yeah, from what people say, it's got a lot of cool elements, but altogether, it's just a little kind of like it's a really mid mush, kind of like nothingness, like
Mid in the worst way.
mid in the worst way. It sucks because it's like, oh, there's a lot of cool shit, but it's so fucking mid. It just doesn't work. It's sad, but oh well.
Mhm.
But yeah, so looking forward to our most anticipated games, and I can assure you none of these have come out yet. So let's see. what we
Hell
have to
yeah.
talk about. All aboard the hype train.
All aboard!
Okay.
Mine's the
Yes.
same as last year.
Hopefully it's not the same this time.
Oh my god!
I
If it's the
swear.
same, if it's gonna be the same next year, I'm gonna be so sad.
If it's gonna be the same next year, I would just advise you do not pick it as your most anticipated, as it might be what's making it delayed.
That would be hilarious, though. I have to say.
Just double checking
Me
if Alex has
jinxing.
put it again.
Or Alex
Yeah.
would just be like, "No, third time's the charm."
Yeah. Amazing.
All right, so Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. That's I did fully expect you guys to pick that game.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about Spider-Man 2, but we haven't really seen much of it. So
We haven't. Yeah.
I didn't even realize Spider-Man 2 was coming.
They didn't market it. I don't know why. They had one trailer. And that's it.
Yeah.
I hear it's coming towards the end of the year.
Yeah, towards the end.
Supposedly.
I
Yeah.
think September or December. Yeah. Around
Oh,
I'm just
I'm
waiting
hyped
for that
about
big
too.
showcase.
I didn't know
Just
it was
wait.
coming this year. That's cool. I love Spider-Man.
Yeah, I am so hyped. I've been playing the old games too this past year. And yeah,
I
love the
noticed.
gameplay. Yeah. And yeah, it's just, I just want to see how they improve on the mechanics because Spider-Man 2018 it came out, right?
Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah,
first
same year God of War. Same year as God of
yeah,
War.
so the first Spider-Man game, they nailed the mechanics of the swinging and stuff, but there's some physics stuff that they could definitely improve upon, which I think the original Spider-Man 2 game did really well. Because there's still like the game holds your hand a bit too much when you're swinging. Like you feel the animation like come up when you're trying to get close to the ground before you swing. I hope this fixes that, and they just really build upon all the mechanics they already have because it's already pretty solid. Don't break what's already fixed, working.
Don't.
Don't break
If it
something
ain't
that
broke,
you
don't fix
fixed.
it.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yes.
I mean,
But they
I
should
would
definitely improve
say-
it.
I would say Sony does have a pretty good track record though, of improving
Yeah.
on stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
you look God of War, Horizon, both
Mhm.
improved. So
In different
I
ways.
feel like your chance is good.
Yeah. So I mean, like Miles Morales was already like, it's like an improvement. I feel so. Spider-Man
Mhm.
2. I can't wait to see what they do. Yeah. So
I do want to
Mhm.
see more though. I'm waiting for that big showcase where they just show it all off.
Yeah,
see.
gameplay trailer. I'm sure it will come soon. It has to.
Gotta be.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Gun, Resident Evil 4 remake.
So, I am the biggest Resident Evil 4 fanboy you will ever meet. I have played the original Resident Evil 4 probably about 20 times.
Oof.
And I cannot wait to parry a chainsaw with a knife.
Yes.
I actually do have a few honorable mentions for this, actually, if that's okay.
Sure.
Oh.
So two other games I'm very excited for. There's more, but these are like the two biggest excitements. Are Final Fantasy 16, which I'm a really long time fan of Final Fantasy. I've like as far as I can remember, I've known Final Fantasy, and I've loved it. And I'm excited because Square Enix picked up Devil May Cry 5's Devil May Cry's combat designer, and they're throwing him onto Final Fantasy 16. And I don't care how the story is gonna turn out. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good because it's directed by the person who did Final Fantasy 14. But irrelevant. The gameplay is gonna be god, so I don't care.
Yeah, when you told me about
And-
the gameplay designer on
Gameplay-
that, I was like, oh, okay, now I'm actually looking for that.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Wolong is the other honorable mention. And
Fallen Dynasty.
Fallen Dynasty. And yeah, it's basically Neo, but in China instead of in Japan. And I'm very excited. I would like to get my ass beat by Lu Bu. I'm very happy.
Yes.
Pretty solid picks. So we're coming really close to the end now. We're actually one away.
Like one word left, right?
We have one category left.
We have the final one.
The final one.
Did we
Yeah.
not talk about Tim? Most anticipated? Like, I know I
mean-
picked it again, but
Oh wait, Tim,
Maybe
did you not say
I-
anything?
did Tim not want to
I
talk
mean-
about it?
in all fairness, like, what can I say, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm.
Fair enough.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know Tim's those.
I just hope it's not delayed again.
I just hope it's not deleted.
Don't jinx it! Don't jinx it!
Oh, sorry. I
Clip
hope
it.
it's delayed into 2025.
No, you've already said it.
You've already said it.
Ah.
It's recorded on the
I mean,
internet.
shit. I said we had no issues, and then the fucking stream crashed. Now this is so. You know.
Exactly.
I'm just not gonna say anything.
Okay.
Well, I kind of need you to say something.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay, so obviously we have last category left, Game of the Year. So that's the biggest one. But before we do that, we do have a little something interesting we want to share with you.
Yes.
So please enjoy.
I believe we have what someone could call a story trailer. All right, let's just get into this.
Let's go. World premiere.
Alex, call sign Chaos Being. She was the greatest of us all. Someone who led us to greatness. But everything changed when the helicopter attacked. They didn't even take the time to mourn me. Now it's time I get my revenge. They all thought they were better than me. Like a coward, she ran. Leaving all of you behind.
I won't give up. I will be back for you.
Spin!
Half-Life, Alex. Exclusive to Stadia.
Hey, you. You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us.
So, I hope you're all looking forward to that.
Yep.
What was that? I don't think we caught most of that.
Yeah, I don't think we
I
can.
just I just said what the frig twice in a row. But no one was saying anything while I was playing either, and I was like, why is no one saying anything?
I wasn't sure if they could hear us.
They couldn't hear us.
Okay.
Most anticipated.
I'm sure that's
Amazing.
everyone's most anticipated now. Half-Life.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
As for context, Alex had no fucking clue we did that.
No.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, fun! Lol, that's us! Then it just kept going, and I was like, what? Oh my goodness. That was amazing, though. That looked really good.
Yes.
Made me look a
All
lot more
Toronto.
badass than I am, though.
Oh god, that took way too long to edit. The tracking.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
There's so many characters too.
Yup.
Oh man, you
You
should have
guys
seen it when we
focus-
came up with the name.
You guys pulled this shit last year, too! With the Chenelius trailer or whatever.
Yeah, the
I mean, honestly, this is kind of last minute too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they're like, fuck. what
Like, I'm
should
pretty
we
sure
do?
we messaged it like I think like Tim messaged us like 2 weeks ago. I was like, are we still doing this?
Oh my god.
Yeah, we found all the shots we wanted to use, put it all together as like, this is the whole story we're making. Alex, we were in our team. Chinlius turns evil. Alex
Also,
comes to
why
save
was
us.
paperclip from Word there? While you guys were like captured, why was paperclip there?
Hey, Clippy Dash has done some shit, okay?
Amazing.
Oh, Alex, you should have seen. Oh, I wish you guys could have seen the moment where we came up with a name for the game. We were just like, oh, what should we call it? It's like, oh, well, Half-Life 3 just for lols. And it turns like Half-Life Alex. It's like, oh my god, wait, yes.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
The other Alex. It's not Alex with
Yup.
an E, not a Y.
Oh dear god.
Yep. Well,
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed. So
yes, I hope people enjoyed those.
it's a very real game that is coming. That is
Totally.
Totally
Okay.
coming.
It'll be my voice acting debut.
coming. Yes, let's go.
Oh
Amazing.
yes, the villain voice and the Alex's voice and announcer voice. That was all Kina. All God.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
that
my
was all
god.
me.
Amazing.
Yes. Next time we do something funny, we'll probably have Alex in with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll try
I mean,
to.
this was kind of like I think the original idea was just a surprise for those that here this time.
No, I think it's because
Yeah.
we had a talk about, oh, what should we do? But Alex wasn't able to join that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, and then since Alex wasn't there, we are like, Actually, we could do something without telling Alex. I was like,
This is the last time I'm missing a meeting.
because I think we came up with the idea, and then we were like, "Oh, it'd be better that we don't tell Alex we're doing this," because it just revolved around you being the protagonist.
Yeah. And like the we made sure to skip it for like the Notion tasks and stuff as well to
Yeah.
to like make sure like we even had that conversation yesterday as a red herring to throw you off the scent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
my
make
God.
sure you don't think we're actually doing anything. That's why we asked the question yesterday. So, can we actually do something for like a break segment?
Oh my god! You guys hated me! You hated me! I was like, oh yeah, go sing! That would be so funny! God! Well, I laughed. I thought it was funny.
That's
Oh,
all we want.
glorious.
That's great. So, I'm sure there's no game that can ever compete Half-Life Alex with an E. But let's see how our Game of the Year picks holds up. So, let's move on.
The big one. Let's go.
So, very split decision.
I knew this was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna be 2-2. I just didn't know what game you guys were gonna pick, but I knew it was gonna be 2-2.
Well, I guess I can go first and just say, like, I was very close to picking God of War, but I had
Yeah,
more issues with
okay.
that than I did with Sifu, and Sifu, I just feel like it just holds up so well, and gameplay wise, it's probably like far superior than most games I've played in a few years. It's good. It's a
Yep,
good game.
pretty much.
And the
Yeah,
artistic tone, like this, the tutorial, for example, we talked about it earlier before we started stream, I think. No, we talked about it in the sound.
Yeah, we
score
talked about
music.
it earlier.
Yeah, the score and music tutorial section is just so good. Visually, it's just beautiful. And if you're a fan of martial art films and stuff, this definitely pays good homage to all that.
For sure. Yeah. I basically picked it for the same reasons. It's got fantastic game feel, and honestly, it does multiple enemies combat far better than most games.
Mm-hmm.
Like by a long shot.
Yeah.
And there's so many different moves that do different things. And like they branch out into different other moves that you can combo into more moves. And it feels like a more toned down Devil May Cry, I would say, in terms of like options.
Yeah.
But yeah, and each run can feel different based on what you decide to build into, weapons you pick up or whatever. Like yeah, like story is nothing too special, right? It's like a revenge story where it encourages you to actually forgive the villain, quote unquote. And but the gameplay is absolutely top notch, and it's so addictive that I've definitely done everything so far except for no death hard mode. But I don't know if I want to do that because hard mode is a bit unfair.
Yeah, it's a solid game, and it did a great job, and definitely became a very quick favorite when it came out. I was hyped for it before, and when it finally came out, well, it did not disappoint.
Yep, and I would not have actually known about it without seeing you play it on stream. So kudos.
That's great. Yeah, it didn't get so much marketing, sadly, but
Didn't get much love at the Game Awards either.
yeah, this
I was very salty.
I was Stray nominated for Game of the Year, not this. And I think
why was this nominated for a fucking fighting game? It's not a fighting game.
Yeah. There's fighting in it.
It's a game with fighting in it, which is like a lot of games have fighting in it. Horizon is fighting in it.
Yeah, that means Arkham City would be classified a fighting game if we were to go with the logic of Game Awards.
Actually, that's not a great example because that is a top tier game. But
no, Arkham City is not a fighting game. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but the fighting combat in that is top tier. So
it is.
No, but fighting games are 1v1 side, like not always side, but like 1v1s usually
Yeah,
Usually.
like Tekken and Street Fighter.
Tekken, Soul Calibur,
and
Street Fighter,
Dragon Ball Fighter Z,
Dead or Alive.
Skullgirls and that
Naruto,
stuff.
Demon
Yeah.
Slayer. Yeah.
Okay, but Demon Slayer is actually bad though.
Yeah. No, but Sifu.
Like, I'm very upset.
Dude, Sifu, I was upset it got snubbed for Best Indie.
Seriously,
It
dude.
didn't get a nomination for Game of the Year. It's just like this game
It's
was
so
not
upsetting, dude.
appreciated at the awards, which kind of
Dude.
sucks.
Like,
Yeah,
I love this game, dude.
and clearly it's both mine and Gun's personal like Game of the Year, and so to even think that it was even considered as a nomination in the Game Awards was like, damn,
Fucking
Right.
disgrace.
crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's us.
Mhm.
What about you guys?
Well, Horizon has been mentioned by me and by Tim quite a lot.
Mhm.
I don't think anyone was surprised about this. It's just top-notch game. Great soundtrack, great narrative, great gameplay. That's great. It's great. I
Great
don't know what else
character.
to add. Great characters. Aloy's amazing. We stand
I
the
yeah.
redheaded queen.
Just stand the red.
I mean, like I'm 100% biased on this because I was really hyped to see where they would take Aloy's story next. This delivered, and I'm happy. Go for it. I was thinking, God of War is probably the only thing that came close. Sifu as well, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Dude, I was flip-flopping
Yeah.
between Sifu and God of War for like weeks, and then I finally settled on Sifu.
Hmm.
For me, like, it's not even a contest.
Mm.
Like, I like God of War, I like Elden Ring, but those two had so many issues that, like, I never felt with Sifu.
Yeah, I'm just
like,
biased with God of War. I just like the world and lore of it so much that the narrative would
I get
almost
it.
like. So in this case, I guess we can talk a bit more about what it is that determines Game of the Year for us. For me, usually it's the combination of gameplay and story. But sometimes one can be far more superior, which would like grab me for it to consider for the Game of the Year category. Which in this case, to this year for me, was Sifu's gameplay is what this far exceeded everything from this year. And God of War's story was also something that grasped me a lot. So it's pretty much between me picking the story with a pretty solid gameplay already, and Sifu with a pretty solid gameplay, which is just really stylistic and just a great homage to many martial arts pop media in the past. Yeah.
Nice.
What about Tim? Your criteria for Game of the Year?
Well, difficult. I think
Personal
Story is a big
criteria.
story is a big one. So I tend to, when it comes to the games that I play, I like to play games with really rich, deep stories. I gravitate towards interesting, complex characters, I think, in video games. Interesting stories. I think with Horizon, I think it's a continuation of a story that I really loved. So I think I was predisposed to liking Forbidden West to a certain degree. Obviously, gameplay matters as well. Obviously, because without gameplay, you don't have a game. But yeah, I think Horizon delivers on that front as well. It's like we discussed. It's very sort of expansive. You have a lot of options. When it comes to combat, you have a lot of variety. And you can approach combat in many different ways, I think. So yeah, I mean, It is interesting though, because normally I don't like games that are just challenging for the point of being challenging. I don't really like that. I don't really like games that bring you, you have to do the same thing over and over again just on repeat. But I did like Sifu, which is something I didn't think I was going to. So even though it's not my game of the year, I can see why you guys have put it down, because I do think it is a very nice little polished experience. So yeah.
Alex, what would you say?
For me, what I really look for in games is like story and characters, and like I want to just immerse myself in this story and this world and like feel connected to the characters and the character I'm playing or the characters that are like going along on the journey. And having like a very nice and expansive world to explore is a very big plus. I like open world games, and I like being able to just go explore wherever I want to. Except if the game tells me I can't go there yet, then I don't. Usually I try to go everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think the story in Horizon and like the whole concept, like it's set in a world that's it takes place like 1,000 years from now, but our present day is very important to them, and just I don't know, it like the story is so interesting to me, and like the whole like apocalyptic setting just makes me really question life. But in a good way. Like I just think it's such a good game. The story is really good, but also it's very like critical of like our current world and like the ecosystem and like all the problems that we're having right now, and just that whole combination of all that stuff just for me makes
Yeah, I
it.
mean, I was just gonna say, at points I think Horizon's story is just a bit too real.
Yeah, which makes me super depressed. But if a game can do that to me, that's just impressive.
It makes
Like
you. Sorry.
I like feeling stuff whenever I watch a movie or a TV show or a game. Like I want to feel stuff. I want to feel happiness. I want to be very sad. I want to cry with the characters when someone dies. I want to cry when the world explodes. Like I want to experience that in when I play games or when I consume media. And Horizon just did that in a really good way.
So many great story beats as well. So many good twists.
Yeah, exactly. And just the fact that she's like a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. And who's like a freaking badass, and it's just fun to see as a girl.
A big part of it is Halo, right?
Yeah, and like as a girl in the game that is in like in the gaming sphere, it's just cool to see that a game that has a strong female character like this can also be very popular and like maybe change people's views on like women in gaming and women as main characters and stuff like that. I'm actually doing my thesis on this. And in the West and like Zero Dawn are like part of my thesis as well. But just that part of it as well just makes for the whole package deal. That's great. And which makes my game of the year.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said for multi-dimensional characters, complex characters, I think.
Yeah.
I think Halo does that really well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And Gun? Your criteria.
Right. So for me, right, I'm actually kind of on the opposite side of everyone. Story does matter, but like about 20%. For me, it's all about the gameplay. If I can play a game and there's like 20 different ways to beat a boss and they all feel equally valid and good, I'm very sold on the game. Of course, different styles, different tastes, like self-expression in video game, through like the different ways you can play. Like if you watch Tarun play Sifu and if you watch me play Sifu, we don't really play the same. we go to different moves as like a first default option. We combo into different things. I think that's why Sifu has gripped me so much, because there's like what 20 different attacks that can combo into each other, parries that can go into different attacks, weapons, all that stuff. I think for me, like, I think was it last year that Devil May Cry 5 came out?
Um,
Or was it 2 years ago?
it was 2 years.
Whatever
ago.
year it was. Like that's why Devil May Cry 5 was my game of the year that year, right?
2019.
And like whatever, and whatever year Sekiro came out as well, that it was that. Like when you can go in and learn how to play, and then the more you play, the more you learn, and the more like just the mechanical depth of a game is what makes a game for me. And like story's great, and if a story is good enough, it can override that like gameplay focus. But for me, a game that I can keep going back to and keep improving, that's why I play games. I want that feeling of growth. I want to be better. I don't want to like, just experience a good story. Like I usually go to books or movies for that. But for games, I want that mechanical depth. I want to be better, kind of thing.
Nice.
Just that infinite like cycle of getting better and better.
Yeah, and Sifu does that.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like I still see things I make mistakes on when I like fight gang and such. There's so much to learn.
I gotta say, guys, big surprise, no God of War, no Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Elden Ring has too many issues for me to vote it.
God of War was close,
It's personal,
purely
though.
because of the story, with the supported solid gameplay for me. But Sifu just gameplay is just so impressive. And mechanics is just I had to pick it.
Yeah, Sifu was top, yo.
Sifu was top. Wow.
Oh.
Those are
So yeah, that's that.
all of our picks.
Do you want to do the points?
We have the point system. Does someone want to explain how that works?
I could. So for each category, we gave a point. So like specific categories gave points. One specific one took a point away, and game of the year gave 2 points. So best performance, best score music, best sound design, best visual design, best game feel, most surprising, and best narrative are the ones that get points. The most underwhelming took away a point, and game of the year gave 2 points. And we took everyone's picks and we tallied it up.
Yes.
And yeah.
I can transition over.
Let's go.
So we should have a winner and a runner-up. So
Should have a winner
with most
and a
points and then
runner-up. Yes.
runner-up
I
in
feel
second
like
place.
I feel like it's pretty.
All
I
right.
mean,
Pretty
I
clear.
think I know.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear who
I
the
think
winner
it's
is.
very clear. The
Yeah.
winners. Yep.
Amazing.
Oh,
Actually,
man.
I thought it was not like different, like they were switched, but this I was expecting these two to show up at least.
Yeah.
I'm sad. Sifu got snubbed even at our own game awards.
To be honest with you, I was actually thinking you guys said so much positive stuff about Seafood. I thought it might make a surprise appearance, but God of
Because
War
like the
did.
thing
Yeah.
is like Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak came out, so I can't pick Sifu's gameplay. And like that's why I just couldn't do it. I had to be honest.
God damn it, Sunbreak. No, but even then, it wasn't gonna be enough to, because okay.
would've put
So if you were to put it
The
to
same point
points,
as God of War Ragnarok, though.
Horizon accumulated a total of 13 points, and God of War only accumulated 7 points.
Oh, holy
Oh, wow,
crap!
that's quite a difference.
So, and if you want to know, Sifu got snubbed by 1 point for
One
runner-up.
point.
Oh, damn.
by 1 point.
Yeah.
So
Oh, damn.
yeah, so it could have tied actually God of War
Yeah. If I didn't choose Sunbreak.
if you didn't choose Sunbreak. So we could have had a tied runner up, but freaking Sunbreak
So
had to come
basically,
out.
the fact that
Actually, I think if I didn't pick Sunbreak at all,
Mhm.
Sifu could have actually won 2 categories from me as well.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh,
can
yeah,
I
It
just
would have
true.
actually
mention the
topped
fact
Ragnarok.
that
Sorry?
the fact that you mentioned that Sifu was snubbed at her own Game Awards, but it was snubbed by you.
It's not like-
I had to
Very
be
ironic
honest.
to me. I get it. I just thought that was just so good.
God damn it! I snubbed my own game. Oh, that's hilarious. You're your own worst enemy.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you want, we can go back and redo them.
No, it's fine.
This is
I
against
already know I'm my
CPI.
own worst enemy.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, man. 13 points, really.
13 points to Horizon, 7 to God of War, and 6
6
to
to Sifu.
Sifu.
And then 2 to Elden Ring, Monster Hunter Rise, and Marvel Snap. 1 for the other positive ones, and then -1 for all.
All of our picks, because we all had different picks.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's a wider gap than I thought there would be, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, guys, we stayed under 4 hours.
Oh
Impressive.
my god.
Right?
First
And
time.
last
First time
last
ever.
year it took 4 hours.
Yeah, last year it took 4 hours between just the 3 of us. Oh, I think it's because we did this time we just kind of discussed with all 4 of our picks on screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Maybe that's what helped. I should, yeah.
Yeah.
Last year was just.
Oh, fair
I'm
enough.
gonna keep writing my reasoning on this every year.
Yeah.
It's easier.
I think
Next
it's
time
good.
we should do that.
I think it's good we got our criterias out the way though. Like, yeah, that's what makes our game of the year award. So pretty solid, I think, from everyone.
I think so.
And finally, Horizon gets some recognition.
Yay!
It's just,
Yes.
just from us, but
mainly from Alex and
Many-
Tim. I only picked it for one category, I think. I picked it for let me see, I forgot. I think it was best sound design.
I think I did a pretty good job not picking it for everything.
Let's see. Tim
mean-
picked it for 5 categories. Alex picked it for 4
both.
categories.
Huh.
So yeah,
Close enough, right?
but pretty close. And
That's not
What do
even
you mean?
half.
That's less than half.
That's not even half.
Not even half.
no, I mean in terms of between you
half.
two, it's
Oh.
pretty close.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think if Sifu didn't come out, Tim would have also picked it for gameplay. Am I wrong?
Well,
Is he there?
I don't
let
know.
me think about this now. Hold up,
Oh.
hold up. How long do you want to give me on this?
I mean, you can think about it. It's just that
Yeah.
if you had picked Sifu, that would have been your fifth Horizon pick in a row, because you had a streak of 4, and then his game.
To be fair, though, Sifu was a very clear win for that one, I think. For me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Alex, you need to get Sifu, and then we can do that challenge.
Yeah.
That would be really fun. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Just get,
Everyone needs to get Wildermyth, thank you.
I think get past level 2, and when you let us know you've done that, then we can do the factory together. See how.
Okay.
Or get past
I
level
need
1,
to
and we'll just do level
First, get money, because I have none.
1. Okay.
I will buy the game for you.
No,
Okay,
that's
wait.
okay.
When's your
I'm
birthday
already-
out? Oh, it's already
It
passed.
was, it was last week.
Yep. God damn it.
Oh, well, I guess we can buy a birthday present for her.
Oh yes,
Belated
belated
one.
birthday present. Perfect.
You need the Epic Game Store at the moment.
Yeah, the issue is Epic doesn't have gifting though, right?
Oh, does it not?
I think it
I don't know.
does. I think it does.
Does it?
I think so. I would
Oh,
gift.
boy.
I would gift from Steam, but Steam is very stingy about cross-region gifting.
I mean, Sifu isn't on Steam, so
Even if it was, I don't think I could.
Guys, you really don't have to give it to me. It's okay.
No,
we'd like to.
you don't tell us what we do.
That's true. That's true. I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, shit, we made a fucking trailer.
And it was glorious. Thank you.
It was
It was.
beautiful.
It was beautiful. I was so invested. I was like, oh, what's gonna happen next? I want to know.
Ended with a
Amazing.
Todd roll.
Uh,
Oh, Skyrim.
we got to stop doing that, guys. It's going to be difficult to keep one-upping ourselves every year.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Now we
Next
have
time we're
like
gonna-
what is it?
Next time we're gonna end up making an actual fucking game, guys.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, well, present as we have a live game demo for everyone. We'll see.
Yes,
Honestly.
we could get it sponsored by our workplace, Tarun.
Fair.
Honestly, my toxic trait is thinking I could build a video game. Whenever I see all these like people building their own indie games, I'm like, I could do that. I want to do that too.
You mean from
Um,
like RPG Maker?
no, like actual.
Do not
building
use
a
RPG
game.
Maker. Holy shit.
No, like an actual game. Like a
I mean,
cute like.
technically, RPG Maker ones are also actual games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're-
I mean,
The
but I
engine's
mean
just
like.
kind of shit, though.
I
Yeah.
mean like, from scratch.
Do you guys have Unity? Like a Unity? license?
I recommend to
Sure.
never make it from scratch, please. I have
I would
I,
not be able to do that ever.
Yeah, I have experience writing a game engine. I have experience writing game code. I would not recommend it. Just buy an engine and reuse it. Please.
Yeah,
I'm
to be
telling you for
fair,
your own sanity.
I was never very good at computer science, so maybe I shouldn't.
Just use
So
a
what
game
you're saying
engine
is it's
and
possible for
fun.
us to do this.
Use it.
just
What'd you
get-
guys say?
just use
Working
Unity.
prototype? Working prototype
We-
this time
we
next
could
year?
Probably get a level.
I mean, if we
Get
start
to
now,
alpha.
I can do it.
I
Get to alpha.
I can learn some
If it starts
Unreal.
now, I can.
I can learn some Unreal
Oh my
Engine.
God.
It's heavily used in the creative industry nowadays. So
I mean,
Ew.
I'm about to learn Unity anyway, so could do that.
oh, true. There's that. Maybe we'll have a certified Unity user.
Just giving everyone on stream a sneak preview of our plans for next year.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
All right, we'll see.
Well, we can't do that. We can't do that now because Alex is here and she knows about it. So.
Ah, shit.
Oh my
Forget, I'm
goodness.
sure.
Damn it.
Please don't make this. Can we not make this a thing? Can we not?
We'll have
I get
her involved
FOMO.
next year. Don't worry.
I get so much FOMO. Please don't.
Oh, don't miss a meeting next time.
well, actually, if I don't know that, then I wouldn't have FOMO, but still.
I mean,
I
We didn't
couldn't
have
help
FOMO this
it.
year, right?
No, because I didn't know about it. But if I know this is gonna be a thing, I'm gonna have FOMO just about the fact that this is a thing.
just say we came up with the idea to keep it away from you because you weren't at the meeting. If you were at the
Okay.
meeting, we would have probably done something, but you would be in the loop for it. I don't know if it would have been.
I'm
the
never
same
gonna
exact
meet a
thing.
meeting. I'm never gonna miss a meeting ever again.
Yeah, of course. I mean, just to say, we're not totally sure what we're going to do next year, but for Alex's purposes, we may have already started something.
Yeah.
Stop!
Glorious.
Why am I getting
I
bullied?
have an idea.
Sad.
Oh,
We can talk later.
that's it. Nice.
Oh!
All right.
I'm
Well.
leaving. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
Oh no.
Bye.
Hashtag drama.
Don't leave yet.
No, No, because then you're gonna talk about stuff without me. I can't leave.
All right.
We're
Well,
not going to. Don't worry. We'll involve you this
yeah,
time.
we'll
Don't worry.
involve you. We'll involve.
Or will we?
Or we'll just throw
Oh
in.
my god.
We'll make a fake plan and then we'll do another thing. Really. No. We'll involve you. Just don't miss the meeting, and you're fine.
I'm not.
Anyway, that was the Save Point, the second annual Save Point EXE Game Awards of 2022, done in
Whoop.
2023.
Hell yeah.
Woo!
Hey.
To be also clear, our game picks come from any games that have come within the year of 2022, not some random date cutoff where it's like, oh, mid-November.
Yeah.
This
Except for
still holds
holds
up.
up.
Yeah, the nostalgia game or something. The just to
Just
honor,
every opportunity
just
to
to,
slag off the Game Awards.
just to honor, yeah, games from other years. But hey, we love the Game Awards, but this year we felt a few games got snubbed, particularly Horizon
Yeah, Sifu.
and Sifu. And I think now we can be at peace that we have now
Be at peace.
that we,
Okay.
with our own Game Awards, have included them, rightfully so. Except
And still
Sifu.
snub
We
Sifu.
won't lay
Still
awake
snub
all
Sifu.
night.
Like,
Except Sifu.
yes.
That still got snubbed.
The person who wanted it most stubbed it himself.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for coming and
Thank
Listening
you
to
for helping
us.
and for setting it up, yo.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Shout out to Turin for doing all the
Shout
work.
out to
Seriously,
Taro.
like he did everything, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Aw.
shit, I feel like all I did was like the formula for tallying and like
And the
voice acting.
voiceover.
I mean,
did
that's
the
that's
voiceover.
more than I did. The only thing I did was send Tarun my picks and come up with one sentence to promote this. So
Like, what do you mean? You had such a starring role in our
yeah.
gameplay trailer.
You're
oh
the
yeah, that's true.
That was such good acting, yo.
beautiful acting.
Such good
I know,
acting.
right?
Yeah.
I'm an amazing
Beautiful,
actress.
beautiful.
I loved it when you ran away from the enemy.
Yeah,
Great.
it's amazing.
Hmm.
That's how I run.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so good she didn't even know she was doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soaring character.
That good.
All method acting. I wasn't even
Method
aware.
acting.
Soaring
Yeah.
character. She
And she was just getting chased.
she manifested the soul to possess her to take the role.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing. Beautiful. Next thing you know, we're doing a freaking, film awards.
Yes. Awesome.
I don't watch movies anymore.
I mean,
Oh my
either.
god.
I've been watching less
Oh my
and
God.
less. But
I haven't watched a movie since.
I mean,
What was that movie we went to watch with
are you talking about Endgame? Or Infinity War?
that we went together?
Oh, we went together.
Yeah.
The fact that you don't
Uh,
even remember the last movie you watched
It was
says a
so
lot.
long ago. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think that was the last time I watched a movie
who was
at
it
a
with?
theater. Girl from work. I don't want to say her name for privacy purpose.
Oh,
We should probably wrap
yeah.
up.
Okay,
Just saying.
well, if we're not doing a film awards, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to Everything Everywhere All at Once, movie of the year.
Oh my god.
Top Gun,
I hear it's good.
Top Gun,
is
amazing
really good.
cinema. Top Gun, amazing cinematography, and did Avatar 2 come out 2022?
2030, right?
Technically, yeah.
Technically, yeah.
I
No?
think so. I think so, yeah.
Well, that I would.
Is it-
Yeah, it is.
Because that is for sure like a Christmas release.
Yeah, it did.
Um,
And Avatar 2, that's CGI. I mean, that was a given, I think. Yeah, just those quick shout outs because I just wanted to express that for the film awards, unrelated to games, but is related to awards.
I mean, if you and Alex want to do a film awards, I'll be there to watch. I mean, I don't have anything to contribute, but I mean,
I haven't watched any like recent movies. I used to watch a lot more when I worked at a cinema because I could go for free. But I haven't been watching a lot of movies lately. Actually, I've been rewatching classic ones.
I haven't really watched movies without somebody inviting me since like my previous relationship.
No.
Oh my god.
Like, because like I just didn't like I never really watched it even before then, but my ex actually was the one who wanted to watch and just kept on taking me with her to watch. So like after breaking up, it never happened. I just didn't
Fair
really
enough.
care to.
Fair enough.
I actually used to go to the cinema by myself quite a lot.
Me too.
I would just like
yeah, I don't know why
like,
people think
treating
that's.
myself.
I used to do
Yeah,
that.
I don't know
too.
why people think that's weird.
It's not
Like,
weird.
what else are you gonna do at the movies, right?
Yeah.
And because I could go for free, I could go watch any movie. So sometimes if I had a
Oh,
day
yeah.
off, I would just go in the
To be
morning, and then no
fair,
one would be
It is
there.
pricey.
It is.
Yeah.
For her,
Well-
it's free. For me, I just like right up the road for me, my theater. Then I go Wednesdays is cheap.
Right.
Yeah. When I was living in the States, it was not cheap.
Yeah. No.
I mean, movies in Thailand are a lot cheaper than they are here.
100%.
Yeah, but there's no theater in walking range for me though.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, actually, now that there is moved out of my parents' place, there is one, but we'll see.
If you don't like watching movies.
Yeah,
I don't
I'd
think
rather
you
go
would
to
make
the
yourself-
gym, which is right next to the theater.
Ah, you're healthy. Disgusting.
Oh. Imagine having self-care. Jesus.
Gosh,
I know,
right?
Sorry.
Going out and leaving your house to go and be active somewhere else. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I actually really want to go rock climbing lately.
How human of you.
A lot of my friends do that. They
Rock
climb
climbing.
I
and
used to rock.
stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to rock climb in high school, but not since.
I think it's so scary.
You know what I love about this dynamic we've got is how easily we slip into tangents. We said we are gonna wrap up like 5 minutes ago. and
Okay.
this is still going.
Well, I think we should wrap up right now because we're less than a minute till it hits 4 hours. So let's be
Yeah.
happy with less
Is that
than
what
4
you were
hours.
just waiting for?
Okay. No,
Seriously?
no, I'm trying to end it before it hits 4 hours. Anyway, yeah.
It's 4 hours.
Thank
now.
you guys. No, it's not. Thank you guys for coming.
Not.
And yeah,
He's
this
trying to
was
end it.
fun.
Keep it going.
And
We have 40 seconds,
I will
Tarun.
see you
Go, go, go.
guys. We'll see you guys next month. Okay. Okay.
No, you're running out of time. You're running out of time.
Bye. Everyone say
Half a
bye.
minute left.
Everyone say
Bye.
bye.
Thanks
Bye.
for coming, everyone.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.